We could talk about that.
I
And
thought you
like
were gonna
some
say
troubles.
talk about One Piece, but
Why would I ever say that?
because girl, you're about to start watching it. I think you forget that. You're 3 weeks away.
I don't forget
a month
it.
actually. Did you not get the calendar invite?
Corey's finally putting the gun to my head.
Yes.
I am not allowed.
It's so good.
And the fact that we watching Sailor Moon now, I'm like kind of annoyed of how much you try to act like Usagi, because all you do is whang.
Yeah,
Like we can
Sailor
give you
Mars
we can
over
give you
here.
the best advice in the world what you should do, and all she does is wham. I'm like, yo, bro, you serious right now?
Actually, no. More like Luna. Usagi, we have to go find the Moon Princess. Usagi, you have to watch One Piece. Nah, I don't want to do that.
Hey, we'll get more subscribers and more followers if you stream it and watch it. Wham!
I'm just.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Moon Piece Podcast, where we give you a piece of what's on our mind, all things anime, gaming, nerdy, and all things in between. I have my co-host, as always, Kimmy Chuan,
Hey, yo.
Daniel-san,
Hola.
and we are joined by the queen of the crescent moon herself, the empress of indie comics, the hip-hop head who'd absolutely battle Tuxedo Mask if he stepped out of line, which he is a fraud. She is the host of the Sailor Moon fan club, 112 episodes in, also nominated for the Black Podcasting Awards.
Hell yeah.
112 episodes is basically Sailor Mercury's IQ,
Ooh.
right?
Ooh, I like
Named
that.
by Nerdist as one of the 18 outstanding Black podcast hosts, and shouted out by Audible for having one of the best anime podcasts on earth.
Oh gosh,
Co-hosted Nerds on Hip Hop,
I did do that.
doing it for 10 years in the game podcast, and
yeah.
our OG has even interviewed people like the librarian himself, Michael Threets,
Yeah.
Fantastic Frankie, Kiara Please,
Yeah.
Tony Weaver Jr.,
Yeah.
even some Sailor Moon voice actresses, Mary Long, Stephanie Shea, and somehow Dawn from Dirty Money and Sweetie.
And so Weedy.
Danny Kane.
You've worked with a lot of things, and you work on your own stuff, Magical Beats, right?
Yeah, I'm working on a comic, Magical Beats.
We
Writer.
have Sailor Victoria herself, y'all.
It's so emotional hearing your like
My Glaze.
all the things.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I did do all those things. Oh shoot.
Listen, man, you gotta be proud. I've made it a mission. I was like, okay, gotta get better at these intros. How do I
Absolutely.
That
glaze
was
properly?
great.
So,
you learn
I'm
from
like
Joe.
blushing. I'm like, whoa.
but
Because you did that, girlie.
Thank you.
thank you for coming on. We greatly appreciate it. I know the first time we met was talking about Severance.
Yes.
So funny.
Cough, cough.
Have you not watched it? Is that what
Oh,
we're
no.
doing?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
I
all
watched
right.
it, yeah.
I didn't tell you about my podcast co-host that thinks Severance is absolutely too long.
What?
Exactly.
Why do we? You bring this up every time we talk about Severance.
Well, she loves Severance. She
Yeah,
was-
I love Severance.
All right, I think it's a good show, and it's just okay.
Nah.
I
nah.
Everybody
I
in
think
the
it was
comments
just-
is like,
I just
no.
think, well, it's because of the way I went at it.
He went crazy.
You know, I
you
did
thought
go
he was yelling at
crazy.
solo leveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a good show. I just don't think it's deserved the glaze that it got. I think that it was a little overhyped. I think that it is a little long for me. It is what it is. Listen, I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum. Just for me, it was okay. It was good.
Hard disagree. Hard disagree.
Chop, all of us.
Well, we'll make
First
it-
season
no.
specifically, amazing. 10 out of 10. No notes.
Cook. So what do you give Severance out of 10 then?
Severance out of 10.
Yeah.
Both seasons?
All together.
Yeah, as a
All
whole.
together?
Yeah, both seasons.
I'm at maybe like 8.5, 9.
It's fair. It's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Respect that.
I
So-
think first season, 10 out of 10. Overall, though, I think second season brought it down a little bit, but still good.
Yeah, it's a 9 out of 10 for me, but we'll talk about more things of what we're watching and what we're playing. So, Danny, let's start with you.
So I want to start off with RuPaul's Drag Race Allstars Season 10. I have not brought it up any time the last couple episodes we've recorded, and I'm really disappointed with myself because at this point we are 7 episodes in. The 7th episode just came out yesterday. Now this is in All-Star season, of course, but this season, I don't know. Do you watch RuPaul's?
No, but a lot of Drag Race participants are Sailor Moon fans, so I need to get on
They
it.
are. They are. The fashion is there. This season is really good because they're doing a tournament bracket where they're bringing in all past queens from different seasons, and again they're doing groups of 6 and the top 3 from each group. then contend to like the semifinals, and then they'll have their finals. It's been a great season with a lot of really good contestants. Some of my favorites have come back for like a third time. They're bringing queens that were on the show like 15 years ago when the show first started.
Okay.
Oh.
That's cool.
And it's interesting because these queens have been in the game for so long, but you're seeing how they're like being challenged by the new gen queens. Queens who have only been in the game for like 4 or 5 years, and you know, seeing like the difference between them has just been really interesting. One thing I wanted to talk about it for RuPaul is one of my favorite drag queens. Her name is Mistress Isabel Brooks. She is known to be one of the shadiest queens in the game, but because she can back it up, she can talk that ish, right? Okay. Mistress has it from sewing to comedy, improv. Just her drag is impeccable. And being that she's one of the shadiest queens, it's no surprise that she came in this season because it's an all-star season and everyone's like at the top of their game. She came in a little spicy.
Oh, okay.
And I think that there's like a difference between like being like playfully shady and even like real shady, especially when it comes to drag queens. Sometimes you don't really know like when the claws really come out. Mistress plays, and Mistress has been playing like a really dangerous game as far as like it's almost like borderline bullying in a way. And like I really love this queen. And no spoilers with like what happens to her like in the competition, but I like some of my favorite queens were involved in the shading, and I just want to make sure, you know, I'm seeing like some of the comments that are going on. A lot of people are showing sympathy for some of the drag queens, but we have to remember like this is still a competition, and we can only go so far with it. So hated to see it, but RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10 All-Stars is great. I know you guys are never going to watch it. No. I can't ask anything more of you because my boy over here is started watching Love Island USA Season 7.
I'm back.
Hey.
He got me to watch Love Island USA Season 6. We decided to stream the last episode last season and the reunion. It mentally drained me because
and emotionally, spiritually.
Do you watch Love Island?
No, I watched part of one season. I don't remember which one.
Okay.
I'm forgetting her name. There was one person I liked a lot, but I like it though.
You know that it comes out every day.
Oh,
episode
that's
every
a
single day.
lot.
Well,
I didn't know that.
5 days out of the week.
Okay,
5 days.
that's
Wednesday they take a break.
That's a lot.
That's every day.
That's like a soap opera.
That's every day.
That's like General Hospital.
So it comes out every day. As an adult, that's every day.
Yeah.
Right? You get 2 days to breathe. So like Danny wants to talk about it. And I found it kind of sad that like every time we were recording, bro would just kind of just have to ramble on his own. I'm still not watching Survivor or anything else he watches, but I was like, you know what? Everybody's talking about this Love Island thing last season. Let me give it a try. So I had to binge like 18 episodes in like 4 days. Because every day I fell behind a new episode. Like if I waited, so I was playing catch up. So
oh my God,
4 days by myself in this crib, just getting through it. And eventually I just found myself being like, oh my God, humanity is so cooked. Like the amount of sympathy, like I seen how mean people really are and like treat the people like not like humans. And I understood it was entertaining. I get it. But like it really took a lot because I don't watch that stuff. Like it's just, I watch just not that. I'm not used to seeing
not reality TV.
It felt very like watching Gladiators, like he would call it.
I say reality TV is modern day Gladiators.
Yeah, that's a good
People
analogy.
are getting put out there in front of everybody and getting torn apart.
Yeah,
there's no blood,
but it just sucks.
But the emotional damage,
the psychological.
It's entertaining, but they're still humans. And I've always said that. So when we do discuss it, I always move with a certain level of like, I'm not going to talk a certain way about these people the same way people do on the internet. So now, here we are. Season 7. We did our first Love Island stream last night with Matt. We had him on before he did the Sanji cosplay that we met before.
Nice.
So we just got 3 cis hetero dudes talking about Love Island on the stream.
Love it.
And I think we did a good job. Not being like mean. I think we did a good job talking about everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the word I want to use? Not a friendly manner, but like we didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a character called Ace.
Oh.
He is famous for teaching people how to do dances on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen this guy before.
No.
He would like when like the Kendrick Lamar stuff was bumping, he was teaching like a bunch of random people in the Middle East like on TikTok Live. like had those. You know how you can group up or share with people or whatever. Like you can have multiple people
like a
on your
Zoom
live.
call.
Yeah.
He would like teach them how to do like a lot of Cali dances and stuff like that.
Oh.
I did just see that video like yesterday or today, actually.
Yes. So he's one of the people on the show.
Oh wow.
A lot of these people know each other. I feel like Danny right now.
It's almost like like for this season, especially because they're trying to match last season's energy. Because last season, USA blew up.
I watched Peak. Apparently, I showed up for only Annie's Lobby.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And USA always trailed behind UK because UK is like the primary show that
That's what I
everyone
hear.
watched.
Yeah.
So USA is really trying to keep up. And I think this season they're bringing in personalities. They're not just picking in like regular jabronis off of the street.
Okay.
They're bringing in more personality and they're changing things up. And I think USA is really leaning into the sex sells thing.
Okay.
Because in comparison to some of the other countries, it is not this
Raunchy.
Spicy.
raunch.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
they'll do challenges where like they have to make out or like grind up against each other. But this season,
Bro, that same guy, Ace, was like my height, I think, 5'8", but he called himself 5'10" on the show. I don't know why he
Hello.
did that.
Oh.
wait, he's 5'8"?
He ain't. I don't think he's 5'10", bro. But who am I to call out another man's height, right?
Yeah.
5'7" queen over here. He licked some pie, right?
Frosting.
I mean, it's like a whip.
Yes.
Like a
Yeah,
whipped pie.
people
so
were pieing each other in the
right.
face.
Yeah, yeah.
So like they were doing a kiss or pie thing, and he took a big scoop of the pie, like and then went in and kissed the girl with the pie in his mouth, and then they started making out with the pie.
Okay.
She was nasty.
And
That's so
I
much.
watched that, and I was like, I was like.
He took a big mouthful. He was like,
Like I get people were probably like, ooh, I'm like, no. That was like, you think I look like a bird to you? Like, don't feed me. Are you crazy?
No.
There's a character called Huda right now.
Huda?
Woulda, woulda, shoulda.
Oh my god.
Huda's a mother,
Oh.
and that's been her personality the whole time.
Oh no.
She decided to let the person that's kind of attached to her know kind of later, into like a couple of days after.
Okay.
But like every opportunity she has in the show, she's like, I'm a mom.
Oh god.
I'm a mom. She treats the guy that she's coupled up with like a little kid. She,
Oh.
Yeah, she does have like some mom tendencies.
she told him to make sure he eats all his breakfast last episode because
like,
he's
"What
a
you
man.
mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, you a man. You need to eat all your food." He's like, "What?"
There's a match for everybody.
Then yelled at him for making her pancakes undercooked and saying another man had to help me.
Ooh.
Were they
Spicy.
undercooked though?
Yeah,
That's
they
a
were.
real question.
They were undercooked. That boy don't like her.
Yeah.
But we're here. We will be continuing watching it. I don't know when we're gonna stream it again, but
no, it was fun talking about it. It is an episode every day. It's a lot.
That is
So kudos to you for champing through it. I'm very proud of you
I'm
because
just-
it's so funny. You know, Shade. He's like a fan of. He's always like watching all of our content. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be right there with you guys, and we're gonna watch. I'm gonna watch Love
Is
Island
he
with
for
you."
real?
And me and Corey were we were like on the stream. We're like, "Bro, you really don't have
You
to
don't
do that."
need to
'Cause-
do that.
And he's like, "No. I'm a fan. Like,
I'ma do it."
I'm gonna do it.
I want to
you
be
know?
able to engage with our content because, like, shout out to Shay. He's been somebody who's
Yeah.
really interacted with our content a lot.
Yeah.
But we also know that he's like 20, right?
Yeah, like
so
young.
like.
You
You
got
have way
time.
better things to do.
I told him, I
It's
said,
not
yo,
that,
I don't
it's-
think you should be watching this. I think because like
It messes with your perspective
Yeah.
of like what men and in his case, I guess women are out there. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
these people are coming on here. They know it's a show.
They
Yeah.
know
It's
it's
not
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's kind of like being on TikTok or something. They're putting up like a personality and like a
Yes.
front to be popular, to be that person, so they can get the followers or get the contracts after the show ends. So
Right.
like, we're not saying that's going to happen to him,
No.
but like for a lot of people, it's like if they watch
Red
like
Pill
a Red
content.
Pill podcast and they're constantly bringing like some of these girls on, they're going to think like all women are like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
being able
Like,
to
you
discern
see
the
that.
reality
Yeah.
from the,
Yes,
the
yes.
manufactured, you know what I
Right.
mean? So I was just like, hey, being responsible with my platform here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you should watch this. And if you do watch it, please understand these people are not
It's
this is
not
not how
real.
society
Right.
and how people really think in the adult world and the
Yeah.
dating space and things. They're saying words like how high value and stuff like that. And I'm just like,
Hate to see it.
yeah, you're just like, so
Yikes.
And he watched it. He started it. And he was like,
he
guys,
said he got 30 minutes in and was like, nah.
Okay, good. Shout out to Shade. Shout out to Shade.
he chose mental health. And for
Yeah.
that,
We're
sir,
proud of you.
we commend you.
Yeah.
You got anything else you watching?
Yeah. The one other thing is I started this Korean action show on Netflix that just came out this year. It's a limited series, 7 episodes. It's already done. It's called Mercy for None. It's essentially the Korean John Wick,
Oh, okay.
but no guns, all hands, and
hands.
it
Makes
was
sense.
No
really
swords?
good. No swords. A lot of
Straight
knives,
hands?
a lot of bats.
Okay.
What an interesting. No swords. What swords at? What swords at?
I'm just the samurai, you know. Maybe that's stereotypical of me.
Yeah,
but-
it's
No,
Japanese.
Japanese.
I feel like for a lot of action. Oh, true.
Yeah,
Swing and
I don't
miss.
think Korean.
Oh,
Swords, I think. Anyway.
That's it. It's a really good show. If you guys just want it honestly has a good story, and I think that it's easier to root for this guy because of his motivations than someone like John Wick. I love the John Wick movies, nothing against it, but like the story here was there, the action was great, the choreography again
okay.
was amazing. If you guys want to watch it, Mercy for None on Netflix. I loved it.
Is it like open for a season 2?
No, done.
Or
That's
like
It's a
no-
limited
oh.
series.
It
That's a great
was-
thing about K-dramas or
Yeah.
Korean action shows. They are one and done.
Yes,
typically.
I love that.
not a happy show whatsoever.
Sorry.
Not a happy show whatsoever, but highly recommend.
Okay, sounds good.
I caught up on
With?
Go-Go Loser Ranger. I caught up on Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Wait. Are you caught up?
Yes.
I have not watched it.
How caught up?
What do you mean? I'm all caught up.
Okay, I just want to make sure. 'Cause
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
you'd be like, "Nah, I'm actually 3 episodes behind."
No. I'm fully caught up.
So
No, dude. The season 2 is really good. I'm really enjoying Go-Go Loser Ranger.
I don't
you know
know the
anything about
show. So
Okay.
it? It's
what's it about?
essentially. Have you watched The Boys?
Yes.
Okay, so imagine Power Rangers
Okay.
and The Boys
Okay.
Mixed together.
all in one.
Interesting.
The protagonist is the henchman of like the villains.
a putty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
the main character is one of them who's just like had enough of the system and like the way of life that they've been living since the villains were all killed or they disappeared or whatever, and the
Big
Rangers have
bosses.
kind of been like harassing them and putting them on their own gladiator ring
Yeah.
for like the last 15 years or something.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's about him revolting and trying to take down this system and
Yeah.
society
From the
that
inside.
This is
Yeah.
cute. I like
Yeah.
this.
And the first season, banger intro.
The intro.
Ooh,
Intro,
okay, I love a good intro.
One of the best
Nah, the first
anime
intro
intros.
is absolutely
Okay.
fantastic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
What's good about the take on it is that society thinks that the Rangers are still protecting them, but
Yeah.
it really is just like a corporation that's
Yeah.
continuously putting on these shows every Sunday and making the putties
Right.
like from Power Rangers, like this is essentially what they are. They're called fighters. Take a beating every week because they're actually immortal, so they can't be killed. So they have to take this beating every Sunday in an arena, basically at MetLife, by the
Right.
Power Rangers, so that society thinks like, oh, they're still protecting us from the monsters. Meanwhile, there's been no monster attacks. They just been having to do this every week, and the fighters they all be chilling downstairs in the break room. They regular people,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I would riot too.
Yeah.
So this whole show has been like the uprising of him being like, I'm gonna kill these Rangers.
Right.
I'm gonna find a way to get they power. Like it's a ride.
It's
I
great.
like this. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta check it out.
Xeno voices the main character in English.
Oh,
so
Xeno's such a good voice actor.
yeah. So it's great.
It's definitely it's a good ride. I think like you go in thinking it's one thing, and the way it progresses, the way he changes his perspective and things, I think is really good, especially in season 2. At
Yeah.
this point, he's like, yo, everybody can get
Because
it.
you dropped like he dropped randomly. Well,
Right
we were all
before.
watching together season 1, right? And
Yeah.
then it got like 3 or 4 episodes before the finale, and he just said, I'm not into this anymore.
and we were like, what?
We was like, what?
Just finish
I
it.
said I fell off, and I was just like, there was so much other stuff that was coming out. And I'm like, I'll get there. And then Corey swore that. And you know what's funny? I literally picked up a Power Ranger isekai.
That's
Which I told him was,
insane.
I told him was like, this might be kind of ass to you, but like I'm enjoying it. It's fun. And he was like, I love this. And I was like,
So why did you not go back
why
to
don't you
Go-Go?
love the better thing?
Yes, Go-Go's
But
literally better.
I went back. I went back.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Wild.
Definitely watch it.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Well, how are you feeling about Go Loser Ranger so far?
I love it. I think it's really cool, and the fact that we've introduced to like way more characters, a lot more unexpected things, more boss monsters, and it like I've never been a Power Ranger girly. I watched like one season, like what at the age where no one is usually watching it anymore, like Mystic Force. You know, like who fucking watches Mystic Force? I don't know.
was
That's
there.
my favorite,
was
obviously.
Okay.
So you were
I was there. I stuck out with Power Rangers for a while.
Exactly.
It's
So-
fun.
So like it's cool coming into it and see from that perspective of just like the underdog and he's used to getting beat up and everything. So I think it's really cool, especially seeing like more of the range of characters that we're getting and like the plot twists. Like, you know, certain people get evil. The one thing I was so mad about that they put in was like the sister being in love with the brother. I was like, no, come on.
You gotta have that one thing.
it wouldn't be an
unfortunately.
anime.
If
They
it
always,
was one thing.
they always got to do it, man. They got to.
This-
It's like let's make it a little weird.
The sister in love with the brother
Yeah.
trope, I hate. Oh my god! But of course, you
I
know,
mean, any of those shows. The brother loves the sister loves the
Ugh,
sister.
yeah.
It's all like,
You're gonna have to get one weird thing.
Yeah.
oh my god.
It's just the anime. You gotta put on the anime visors and just be like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah. So I was just
it's
like,
just
damn.
anime. You gotta just ignore it.
Yeah.
every show gets one pass.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't think the show gets that much attention because it's on Hulu.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's because it's not on
Not as
Crunchyroll.
many
I don't think people have
eyes.
just like
Yeah.
found it.
And I feel like people don't really know Hulu for anime yet.
Yeah.
The I mean, Undead Unluck was on Hulu, and like I feel like
Yeah.
nobody really.
I love Undead
I love
Unluck.
Undead.
So
Unluck.
good.
1,000 Year
So
Blood
good.
War is on Hulu, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
When they got that, I was like, why? But they're
Disney.
building it out.
Disney,
Disney, yeah. But that was still weird.
Yeah.
I was like, why does Disney have anime? But
I mean,
I'm like, okay, I get it.
what won't Disney have?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the last thing I'll bring up, Apothecary Diaries.
Yes.
Are you caught up?
I am.
Yo,
Are you
are
caught
you
up?
caught up?
I'm
no,
missing
no,
one.
no, no.
I'm missing one. I'm missing one.
No,
Wait,
that's
no,
the
the
one.
last one was
Today's
really good.
episode.
Wait, I didn't watch
No,
today's.
I didn't watch
No, no, no.
today's.
I didn't watch today's, and the one,
No, the last one.
Last
was
Okay,
week
okay,
was
you watched last
intense.
week.
the one that the last one I watched is when they called him out. When are you gonna step up and do something with your?
Oh, that's
retail?
last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
nobody watched yesterday.
No.
No, I didn't watch.
Okay, I watched yesterday, so now I know
Okay.
not to talk about that part.
Yes.
Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, yo, the war is going on.
Yeah.
I told you we into a war.
Yeah, you
Apothecary
said
Diaries
it.
is now peak.
It's
Yes.
so
It's now
cute.
peak.
It's so
It's
good.
crazy.
The self delete scene. Oh, I did that broke my heart.
Oh
I'm not
my
gonna lie.
days.
I teared up a little bit
Yeah.
when like Mao Mao sees the
Why you look
kid on the
confused?
floor.
Hold on, which
Wait,
part is that?
wait.
Oh,
You
okay,
didn't
no,
see
you
that.
didn't see it then. You didn't see
Yeah.
it. If you have to think about it, you don't know.
No, I forget.
No, you wouldn't forget
you
this,
didn't-
girl.
You wouldn't have forgotten this.
Yeah, no, this
The
trauma.
Yeah.
Self-delete with the kids.
With the kids?
No, you don't know.
Okay,
Stop.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
it's.
Because I just watched. I told you I'm up to that part where he's like recognize and everything.
With Laoshin went to
Yeah.
Jinshi and he's like, "Yo,
Yeah,
wear
that
your
was-
title
Yeah,
like a
but
badge of
like-
honor."
Yeah.
2 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
You didn't see the
That was in
episode last week where
Okay.
Yeah, that-
she was talking to Lolan.
Okay, I guess no.
Well,
Well,
nothing to talk about here.
well,
You
she
knew-
talks to Lolan and they're in the snow place.
Yeah, the fortress.
Yeah, they're in the fortress.
Okay, yeah, you don't-
So okay,
it's
so
okay.
after that, okay.
After
Yeah.
that,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well,
That
we just might as well move on to the next topic then.
I'm sorry.
It's all good, though.
Because like
Damn.
I don't want to talk about anything else but that.
I will say, like everything that's led up now with Apothecary Diaries has been absolutely,
good. So
absolutely
good.
amazing.
It's funny though because I picked it up because I was like, "Oh, cute like detective series," and now I'm like, "What did I sign up for? This is amazing though."
Things
But, like,
escalated
yes.
very
what is
quickly.
happening?
How long have you been into it?
I binged all the first season right before the second season started.
Okay.
Okay.
So I started, I think, in like January because one of
Okay.
my friends recommended it, and I was like, "I'm gonna watch it because I love detective stuff." And binged it. I was like, "Oh yeah, this was great. This was so like cozy." And now I'm like, "This isn't cozy anymore."
Yeah.
So-
Second season has definitely been a great follow up to the first
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, it's been great. I enjoyed it a
See,
lot.
Corey like undersold it. Obviously, like when he told us about it,
Just
it was
didn't
like
explain
he
it
was.
well.
I didn't undersell it. I just didn't know what the hell
No,
this
yeah,
was.
he didn't
That's
know what
fair.
it was.
That's fair.
So he was like 6 episodes in telling us about it. So like he was just like, yes, this girl, she's like a potion maker, and like occasionally there's this guy, and they steal her, and like we're just figuring it out. I didn't know it was a detective series for nothing. None of us. We were just. It was just whatever.
Yeah.
But then like I was like, I'm hooked. I'm like a
Yeah.
Scooby Doo, like
Yeah.
Archie's Weird Mysteries, like
Yeah.
I'm girly, like I love it. So I've always, I loved it. They cooking.
My curiosity for it came like for those 2 years. I kept hearing so many people talk about it.
Yeah.
But it was because it was nominated for stuff, and people were like, "Oh, this should be in the top. This should be a top." But it wasn't. It was always on a list for something, and I was like, "I'll get to it. So it wasn't until maybe 2 months now ago that I started it
so.
because I
Yeah,
started
I
it
think so.
first out of all of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like I got like at first it was April because we had Honey on.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, this was about, and I sound like I misled her,
Yeah.
but it's because I
Not on
myself
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was not prepared for what the show was going to
the show
turn
would
out to
be.
be, and it got to the point where I said, "Yo, y'all gotta watch this, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is good." So like I was calling Freerin automatic like character of the year,
Yeah.
and then once I watched Apothecary, I was like, Yo, it might be
Nah,
Mama.
I was
My
so
mom,
mad.
I got it.
I was so mad because for the 2024 like Crunchyroll Awards,
Yeah.
I would have just been in there. I was like Mao Mao. I would have been Mao Mao if I would have known beforehand.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I might have given it to Laoshin the way he was talking to Jinshi in that last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was wild.
He
bro.
walked in there boom.
We love a concerned dad.
Yeah.
I love that for him.
And the way they twisted on our heads, the fact that he's like not shit.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a decent person.
Like
that
I was like,
a great
oh,
twist.
I was like,
when his
he's
uncle
not
came
even a
in.
bad dude.
No, he's actually a great guy.
When his uncle came in, he's like, "Yo, that's not how you ask people for things. Why don't you try it a little different?" Yes, uncle. Yes,
It's my bad.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My bad, Unc. I was like,
And then the way he went on the floor, I was like, please
yeah.
do
That
what you
was
can.
good,
I love
yeah.
the reveal.
No, but the fact that he knew, he knew his like uncle, the adopted dad, I was like, that's crazy. Never would have known that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either.
so I got to ask you an important question now.
All right, what's up?
What did you think about the frog scene?
Oh gosh, so awkward. Oh my gosh, I thought it was hilarious, but it was really sweet.
Yeah.
it was really sweet.
Well,
I mean, because like they were like staring at each other, and it was like the light, but it was also super awkward.
Did you think they were gonna
Spicy,
kiss?
a little
Huh?
spicy.
Did you think they were gonna kiss?
6 feet apart.
No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
The
Oh,
Oran
no.
High
It's
School Host
early.
Club scene
I was
ran,
doubting
so
myself
this-
when Master Jinshi picked up her
other way
leg
around.
and like put her on the floor. I was like,
oh my
whoa,
god,
whoa,
I was like,
whoa,
whoa, what's going on?
Hey yo.
Yeah, that was intense. That was spicy. Like you said, it was spicy.
I couldn't believe I blushed. And I don't blush. I don't even know if I could turn red.
Have you
I
watched
blushed.
Oran High School Host Club?
Some of it.
Okay.
I haven't finished it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think you might have seen that first scene where like Kyoya and Haruhi, like she like corners him. You
Oh,
understand now.
yeah.
So I'm like, that scene, walked so like Mao Mao and Jishi could run.
Yes.
I was like, this was the same
Oh my
vibes it was giving me.
Yeah.
Truly.
It was really funny too because she was like, "It's a small frog." He's like, "Small."
He said, you better
Right.
peep game, girly.
Better
All
recognize.
Exactly.
right, Kimmy, what about you?
Okay, so you'll be so happy. I watched all of Witch Watch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Finally, because I don't know anybody watching it, so I'm just like begging for
I
somebody.
just watched the first episode, but I liked it. It was
Awesome.
cute.
So you know of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super happy. You were right. It has a lot of cute references and all that kinds of stuff. I started it in English, but then I had to go into Japanese because it's still coming out. But I like it so far. The theme song, fire.
Fire.
Absolute
The
fire.
visuals?
The visuals
Oh my
are
God.
beautiful.
The visuals look like Egghead Island.
Oh,
like
really?
it looks like the girl. It
Yeah.
almost looks like the girl who did that. Like,
Oh,
it
Yeah,
looks like
it's
I'll check it out.
beautiful.
or
Beautiful.
One Piece
The
fan
intro.
letter specifically. That art style, the intro.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very cute. Love the array of characters. The first couple episodes, I was kind of a little bored. I was like, it's whatever. Like, okay, fine. But then, like, once like the other kid came in, like with the blonde hair, I was like, oh, he's funny. They're
Tengu kid, yeah.
funny. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm here.
It's just a good laugh. Like
It's a good time. A nice
it's
little
meta.
hee hee.
Like I like the fact of how meta it is. Like they
Right.
do not shy away from referencing other
Anything.
Shonen Jump series. Like the characters are fully aware of like, you think you gone?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
This ain't Fruits Basket. What are we doing here? Like
That's
Like,
great.
Why has he got his hand on his hat? Does he think he's JoJo? Like, I was like, that's crazy.
you like
That's
it?
cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. I like the relationship, and it's nice to see like a girl that like wants the guy but doesn't really get the guy yet. Especially if it's like a main character like
Yeah.
together. Most of the time, if like a girl is the main character and she likes a guy, like he's at a distance. You know what I mean? They're not like right there in like the everyday moments. It's like, oh, I'll confess to him eventually, and he's just like, on there on the side, but it's like, no, they're part of their everyday lives, talking about how much they like each other. She's like, I just like him so much, but he doesn't pay attention, and da 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 da.
He
And then,
doesn't
like,
know how to
which-
express his emotions.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's like half ogre or whatever. So
Right.
like,
Oh my god!
You're an ogre.
The one thing I will say is I'm mad that they don't like. They should have gone a little bit more in like the animalistic styles of the characters. I wish they would have gone into like more of their demon forms.
where you going with this?
Oh.
You know what I'm going with this.
You know what I want.
You don't
You
even
know
have
who
to-
I am.
You don't even have to say
Listen.
anything else. Once you said that, I was like,
Because that's what I was like.
Little monster
I was like-
romance.
I'm a monster fucker
Okay,
at heart.
all right,
It's okay.
okay.
He could
Own
have.
it.
She said, you know who I am.
We all
coulda
like
had
Shrek.
He could have had some teefies. He could have had
Some teefies?
Yeah, he could have had some. He just looked like a regular anime boy.
I
not
kind
what
of
I
like
came
that
for.
twist about it though, because you're like, why is this human going to be
That's a
her
clue.
bodyguard? And then you realize like he's technically an ogre. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's cute.
I know.
But it would
I'm
be
like,
nice to give him some like
it's
little thing
cute.
though.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
he's cute though. It's a cute relationship. I
Yeah.
like it, and it's very fun. So I'm like, I'm here for it. I love the
Yeah.
silliness. I love all the references. So I'm like, I'm definitely excited to see where this goes, and I'm finally caught up to like his first 10 episodes are out so far. So we finally, it's not much of a spoiler, but we finally get hints of a bad guy, and I was like,
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm excited for the mystery too because I think he's like.
Did you not catch
protecting
up?
Her.
No, you doing the math in your head just now?
Because I was sitting here like, what? I was like,
And then the
Did you
disappointment,
not
like,
watch the
oh.
episode?
Because I was
And
ready.
you just shamed her for not catching up on Apothecary
Exactly.
Diaries.
Oh my God, that's completely different. This is so low stakes.
Okay.
Because I was about to say
Apparently
like
not.
what I like. I was about to say what I like about the show is that it just seems like a slice of life, and it's not going to take itself too seriously, and there's no main villain.
Oh.
I was going to say that.
No, because the first episode they talk about like she has like death in her.
I just thought
Yeah.
I just thought they was messing around. Like,
no.
it was an excuse to like keep things going. Because sometimes some series do that where they're like, there's a thing, and but then like the thing never really
I mean,
becomes a
in
thing.
the theme song, he's right there. In the theme song,
He right
Yo,
you see a hint of a bad guy in the theme song.
Well,
there. It's pretty
I missed
colors.
that, to be
It was
fair.
pretty colors.
yeah, I was like,
the song hit.
love it.
The song
does hit.
Anything
It's
else?
all upbeat. I'm like, everyone's happy. What are you talking about?
It's a great song.
That's true. But
Anything
yeah,
else?
that's pretty much it for me.
Okay, so I decided to watch The Rehearsal.
What's that?
Only the second season, not the first season. You ever heard of Nathan Fielder?
Yeah.
Naked Fielder?
Nathan Fielder.
Nathan Field.
That name sounds
Nathan like the hot
familiar.
dogs.
Uh-huh.
Nathan Field. He's a comedian or whatever. He does like a lot of like kind of off-brand, awkward comedy. He's a very plain-looking white
Oh
guy.
yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Very dry, very awkward.
Yeah.
It's
White
like
guy.
8 episodes. He did a whole thing where he wanted to like figure out what was going on with like pilots and the fact that the accidents and all that stuff that happens, like what causes the accidents
Yeah.
for airplanes, and where does it start with the pilots, and why is it that happens, where it seems like miscommunication and how they communicate in the cockpit seems to be if it was better, it could cause less accidents, right? And then he finds out that which I didn't know many of these things about.
Is it
pilots.
docuseries?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
It's on Max.
Okay.
So it's like it's supposed to be like comedic, but it's very, because it's such a very serious topic that it ends up
Especially
turning.
this week.
Yeah, it ends up turning. Man, I mean, it's been for the past
right.
couple
Super
months.
relevant.
Everything that's been going on with the FAA and everything like that. I mean,
Right.
John Oliver's making things about it, but I didn't know a lot of stuff about pilots. So apparently, every time there's always no pilot is ever with the same pilot again. A co-pilot. They're
What?
always.
Oh.
They don't have like.
Buddy systems?
You don't have a
Yeah.
guy. So every time you show up to go on a plane,
new.
it's always somebody new that you've never
That's wild.
that you've never met before.
That's so silly.
Because teamwork's a thing. How do you have
I thought
Right,
it was
you
like,
build
you
like
know,
communication,
cop-
Well,
camaraderie,
buddy, you know?
yeah,
Buddy
like,
cop.
That's my
So this
co-pilot.
series, everything you guys are, because the first thing when he said that, I was like, they don't have a guy. You don't got a
Right.
like you don't have
at least like a rotation.
they don't have a coworker. It's just like
check your
it's
facts,
genuinely
Nathan Fielder.
always a different person.
Yeah.
So what happens there is that you have the pilot and then the co-pilot, even though they both kind of have the same responsibility. One is
Yeah.
technically, the hierarchy of corporations and job places and things like that. When you have a manager, like the power imbalance also will cause how you communicate differently, right? You communicate differently from your coworker who's on the same level as you versus your manager. Just inherently, psychologically, you're like,
right.
okay, maybe I won't say this because, like, what if it pisses them off?
Yeah.
And then add the layer of that co-pilot still just met this person.
Right.
So a lot of times they actually don't be speaking to each other, or they feel like they aren't in a good position to correct them if they think they're doing something wrong because they're not
Right.
sure if they can get in trouble. Or the person might take it wrong because they don't even know how that person is. So that is always a
Yeah.
thing. All the social things we think about,
Yeah.
they're dealing up and people who they also take into consideration people who have problems socializing. Say if you're on the spectrum and things like that, right?
Yeah.
But you also can't be a pilot and be diagnosed with damn near anything,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So another thing that happens is a lot of pilots don't actually go get diagnosed
Yeah.
for anything in order to avoid having to fill out on the sheet every time they're about to fly.
That's the
If
same
they've
for
been-
police too. by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Wow.
Excuse me?
A friend of mine said like I was like I'm pretty sure you have ADHD, and they were like I can't get diagnosed if I'm gonna try out for the police test, and I was like that's crazy.
Maybe cut that part out, not to air out that person.
Well, it's
'Cause, like,
anonymous. I have many friends.
yeah,
so.
yeah.
So-
But like I feel like
That's
for a cop, you really need to be
That,
diagnosed.
yeah, but it's
like,
true. It's something
Yeah,
you gotta
Mental
you need
health?
to know.
You got a gun.
Yeah.
Is that
How many times
Yeah.
you hear? Oh, I
mean,
thought it was the taser.
It's a plane, so you're talking about
oh, that too. Yeah,
Right,
right. We're talking about like you're thinking about just that,
Yeah.
but like you have 140 people. Like all these things are going on in this scenario.
gosh.
So there have been things where a co-pilot hasn't spoken up, and it has led to an accident. So that guy, that Sully guy, the one who landed the thing in the plane.
Yeah, the movie.
He talks about him in the show, and like he reenacted. Makes it feel very weird. So I can't even properly explain how he goes about telling these on the screen. But if you want to kind of just know more about it, and also like learn about how like people on the spectrum and other people kind of balance that thing, and where the glaring hole is in regards to the training processes, you will learn from there. But he used an example of that Sully guy where he just happened to not be like a really arrogant person. So when he landed that plane in the East River or whatever, when it was going down and he didn't know what was going on, he actually, which is not common, fully like was like, hey, do you have any suggestions? And the co-pilot generally was just like, no, I don't know what to do. And he's just like, he like breathed apparently for like 30 seconds. And then just like figured it out on the fly, but like he still opened the communication so that the person, because he wasn't gonna just. Some people are like, "I got this." Think about how many people you've been you've been around. Just their natural personality is always, "I got this," and then it.
Especially pilots, I hear they're especially arrogant.
Yeah,
so, I don't know if it's true.
The amount of hours that go behind it, right? So he's doing this whole thing, interviewing pilots, going through mad. Tests and trials and trying to actually talk to the government and trying to like this comedian is going through all of this stuff on the back end to learn about the process of what's going on in the cockpit, learning mad information about them. And then in the background, we didn't know while he was filming this whole thing, he actually learned how to fly a plane.
What?
Wow.
And then found a way to get a Boeing and flew a plane with 100 and something actors that he'd been using throughout this whole process to be part of his skits and all that stuff.
What?
Who consented and basically signed it.
That's crazy.
And got on that plane that he flew. And then one of the guys he had as the co-pilot, because that he used him as the co-pilot because he could still create the power imbalance because that guy creates YouTube videos and wants to be an entertainer. So he was able to still create that same power imbalance so that, because people thought it wouldn't be as the scientific method of it would be invalid because the guy would be like, well, he's not really a pilot, so he's gonna think he's a better pilot than you, even though he's the co-pilot. Yeah. But the power of balance is still there because he looks up to him because he wants to be a creator too. So like it kind of shifts back.
Right. Interesting.
And then that doesn't happen till the last episode, right? And then when you watch during the thing, because it's documented, right? They even had another plane flying next to the plane, so they recorded. And the co-pilot guy, who's actually a pilot, was freaking out. He was like, that plane's pretty close. And it was right before takeoff where he finally said, say it just like this. Huh. I guess I never thought about it, but like, you're kind of like an actor doing this.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yo, is anyone feeling tension here?
Yes.
He's like,
the scariest.
And it just goes like this. And the comedian's like, hey man, if anything you want, like, if you just let me know. But because that whole like not talking that power dynamic, he's like, no, everything's good. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything's good. He's like, hey man, just let me know. He's like, yeah.
He's not, as if he's not having an internal crisis.
Never.
Right.
So,
oh my God, my life is in this man's hands.
It's totally recommended. I'm not probably doing the best job explaining it.
Yeah.
You did pretty
No,
good.
that was
You
good.
had it.
Great.
Bro, I was locked in.
I was like, what?
Oh my God.
It opened my eyes. Like, I've already been somebody who we had the conversation about humans. I think we always are playing ourselves when it comes to planes, boats, right?
I agree.
We know why we hate boats.
This guy definitely.
We know why we hate boats, right? And then the whole plane thing is like, we shouldn't be. We do it. It's great technological advances that's helped us a lot. But we playing ourselves.
You always say, well, I don't know why we flying.
I don't know why we fly.
I mean, I'm happy we can, but I'm also like,
Some people do that on the
I'm
weekly.
like, this is a miracle every time they land. Like, it's a miracle.
Now I would stop making fun of people who clap.
Yeah.
Clap, yo. Clap it up. Like, clap
We
it up.
made it.
We
For
made it. yo.
that one, I would.
Clap it up.
Right.
And one more thing I watched.
Corey.
What?
Talk about story time. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I didn't think it was. I thought it was going to just keep it light too.
Nah, it was not light, bro.
Not at all.
Insane.
Well, now I'll keep it light. I watched Camp Rock 2.
Yeah.
that's fun.
Finally watched Camp Rock 2, yo.
That's cute.
It is so much better than the first one. Like
telling you.
light years.
Yeah.
I've never watched Camp Rock
I haven't seen any of them.
ever.
Oh, you
I actually
never
watched
either?
High School Musical for the first time like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
Just the first one?
It was fun. I think, did I watch the second one? I don't think I watched the second one yet.
Okay.
It's on my list though.
Second and third, highly
Yeah.
recommend.
But I watched the
They
first
all
one.
hold up.
It
Yeah.
was fun. It was really fun.
What happened was like 2 weeks ago, I went through like a random Disney Channel original binge. So like I watched Camp Rock, and then I watched Johnny Tsunami, then I watched Gotta Kick It Up.
Yeah.
And I came back and talked about it with them, and she was like, "You gotta watch 2." And I was like, "I don't know," because 1 was like super cringe, right? And like I'm at a weird age where Camp Rock came out just a little bit too late after.
That
like,
was me.
Yeah. But Camp Rock 2.
Okay.
First of all, I'm Camp Star all day.
Camp Rock.
Camp Star all day, bro. I would never go to Camp Rock, bro. Camp Star is so much better. Now, is it as fun? Are you going to have great memories with your friends? No, you won't get that at Camp Star. But what you will get is a really, really good resume and career so that you have those years of experience that they be asking for by the time you turn
Corey's
18.
bougie, so of course he'd go to like the pristine music camp.
Bro, he was offering it for a discount. He stole it. He told everybody he told all the workers he would double their pay on the spot.
Okay, I'm
right?
in.
Because they had in the beginning of the movie they opened up. He was like, "Oh, the camp across the lake is doing their own show or whatever." So everybody from Camp Rock goes there, and there's mad other people there, and then you just see Camp Star cooking. Got the black leather jackets going crazy, right? End of the show. Then the guy who's running the camp is ex-bandmates with the guy who's running Camp Rock. And he's like, "Oh, y'all like that? So, we're a little understaffed. So if any of the workers from Camp Rock would like to work here, I'll double your pay." Every adult, respectfully, I would have done the same thing. Got up. Every single adult, double the pay.
Double the pay.
Yeah,
I feel like he just Suge Knighted it. Like, oh, you don't want people dancing? Come to death row.
So he offered them double pay, and then he straight up said, like, "Hey, kids too, like if we got extra bunk, so like y'all could come through if y'all want. So free ride? That ain't bougie, bro. That's the better program completely. All they doing is." Bro, they was doing real choreo. They had light shows. They was Camp Star light years better. Demi Lovato's acting was so much better in this. The plot was so much better. They utilized the Jonas Brothers everything about Camp Rock 2
was much better.
But the fact that I'm even glazing it is wicked. I'm over here like, no, this was actually a pretty solid Disney Channel original movie. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen it in years. I should.
It's good. It's good. Shockingly, I will say, I'd recommend it.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Great.
7.
Okay. Solid
7. Solid 7.
You should watch Brink.
Brink
Girl,
is
I
good.
watched Brink
Brink
months ago.
Did you?
Yeah, I spoke
you
about
never
it.
told me?
I spoke about it.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. Did he talk about
I don't
that?
remember.
I don't think he did.
You just, girl, don't. This one thing
Danny
we can't.
said he doesn't remember either. It's not just me.
Oh, that's your.
Yeah.
He's like, Danny said he doesn't remember, so
because
it didn't
if
happen.
I don't remember, then that's one thing. But if Danny doesn't remember too, then that counts.
Well, what about you, Victoria? What you been watching?
Oh man, so I've been watching Apothecary Diaries. Also watching Kowloon Generic Romance.
What's that?
Okay, all right. I was like, anybody? Okay, so it is this woman. It's anime.
Mm-hmm.
She is living in this area called Kowloon,
Kowloon.
and she has a crush on her coworker.
Okay.
She finds this is all in the first episode. She finds a picture in his like desk of her and the coworker together, and it's like happy anniversary. She has no recollection of this.
What?
Yeah, she doesn't remember them dating anything, and then so you're kind of learning that there's something weird going on in the city. So she may be like a clone. She may have lost her memories, and so you don't know what's happening. But he remembers dating her, but he hasn't told her.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
that's
like 50 First Dates.
Yeah.
No.
But like with a sci-fi twist.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Because there's like other people there who are like kind of don't really have memories.
Ooh.
Some people do, and you're like, what's going on? And you're kind of trying to like figure it out. But it's really good. It's also like
So
I think
what's
it
it
takes place in
called?
the 1980s. Kowloon Generic Romance.
Kowloon.
How do you spell K
generic.
or C?
Kowloon. So
Kowloon
the anime
generic.
just started a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I think it's not done yet, but I think it's about 12 episodes.
What's it streaming on?
Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a live action coming out too.
Ooh.
Like later on this year, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really good. I love it. It's fun.
Do you
Well, not fun, but
do you
it's
dabble
good.
in a lot of like live action anime adaptations, or are you kind of like picky about where you go?
Here and there? Like I'll give it a shot. I think now I'm a little bit more open to it because I've seen better ones
Yeah.
lately.
What's a better one?
I mean, One Piece was good. I
Okay.
was very surprised at One Piece and how good it
Yeah.
was because I'm like, of all shows that you were gonna adapt, I didn't think that was
no,
gonna be
I don't think no One
Yeah.
Piece fan could have told you that was going to be the first
No.
successful actual one. Like
Yeah.
we'd have been like,
Right. Like
that?
One Piece? Are you no, absolutely not. That was good. I mean, some K dramas are based off of manga, so like Boys Over Flowers.
Yes. Did
Really?
you watch Meteor Garden?
No, but I've seen the Korean one. But I saw some of
Yes.
Meteor Garden. But I watched Boys Over Flowers first, so it was hard for me to go to Meteor Garden after. But
If you
yeah.
do need something just to bullshit to watch, I do recommend
All
it.
right, yeah, maybe I'll go back to it. It's harder for me to watch K-dramas now though because they're a full hour.
Yeah.
And they're like 25 episodes, and I'm just like, I don't know if I have a full.
Some of them be an hour and a half.
Yeah,
bro. They be
wild.
like I only watched Attorney Woo Young Woo.
that was fun.
That's the only one I watched.
like
but
that.
even
Glory. I don't know if you watched Glory.
I've heard of it,
Glory?
but I haven't watched it.
but like after the first hour, I'm like, yo, this plot for this
Yeah.
episode needs to wrap up because this is rush hour length.
Yeah, it's like straight hour, no commercials.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm watching, and then what else? Oh, I'm watching Side Quest, which is I don't know if you've watched Mythic Quest on Apple.
That's on Apple TV. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
so-
heard of it. Yeah.
So it's the same creators, or two of the same creators as It's Always Sunny.
The guy from
Yeah,
Always
Rob
Sunny.
Yeah,
McElhenney.
and I'm Charlie Day. He's
Yeah.
also one of the writers.
Oh, I didn't know Charlie Day was in it.
He's not in it, but he's one of the writers. Yeah, and I think he makes a cameo at some point. I can't
I
remember.
can't imagine he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, all they do
Probably,
is cameo each other.
Right. And so
New season coming out. If it's sunny.
Yes.
Where they're gonna
They
do
still
the,
going?
the crossover with
Abbott.
Abbott.
Yeah, another
That's from
one.
the It's Sunny side.
I
Yeah.
definitely didn't know.
So
it was-
excited. Are you an Abbott fan?
I am an Abbott fan.
Yeah.
I love
There you go.
Abbott, and I'm always It's Sunny fan, so I'm excited to see
Yo,
the
these-
other side of that.
These two could
Which was
crossover.
what's
It's
it?
Sunny.
You don't know what?
I didn't know that's what Sunny.
It's always sunny.
It's
in
always
Philadelphia.
Sunny is still coming out. Like I didn't know. It was
Oh,
still
yeah.
They
It's
just
been
brought
going-
it back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think it was on. It was
16th season, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, that show been
It
going
was
on.
on
Still
for a
going.
while though, right?
2 years, I think.
Okay, I thought it was longer.
I only watched the first episode, and the first episode I was like, golly.
I've only seen clips, and all of them are unhinged.
Unhinged,
Yeah,
super
it's a very
unhinged. I'm
unhinged
always
show.
like, can I handle a? Because like
Yeah.
you kind of just gotta have it on, and I just got finished with The Office, so I don't know if I'm prepared to like.
Very
Yeah.
different.
Another one.
Very different. shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's good. But Mythic Quest is completely different, surprisingly.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's about people running a video game company.
Ooh.
So it's a what is it?
MMORPG.
Yes,
Blah.
MMORPG.
I
There we go.
stumbled on my words. I'm
I remember
No,
out.
you
first time I
remember
watched
it.
Sword Art Online.
It's a murmur. But so yeah, so it's really funny. Like they're all like quirky people, but like it's kind of endearing too. So this is the spin-off of it. So Mythic Quest just ended. Now they have Side Quest. And it's an anthology series. So each of them are kind of like following either someone who is related to the show in a way, like worked on it, or like is a fan. So like the first one was a guy who's an art director for the game. The second episode was about these comic book fans who are like trying to get the latest like comic book issue that's based on the game. The third issue was like a woman who played music in like the orchestra for like, you know, like when they do like the Naruto
The
orchestra.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do like the tours. Like she was like a bassist in that and like struggling with like connecting to her music. And so it's really cute. It's like a cute little series. It's only 4 episodes. So I have one more to go. So I don't know what the fourth one is about actually, but
Nice.
I'm gonna get to it. So it's been cute. I like it.
That does sound cool.
It's been nice because Mythic Quest ended and I loved it. And so now I can have a little something else to kind of like continue for a little bit.
Nice.
Almost like a commentary on Mythic Quest.
Yeah. So now you're kind of seeing like the fans and like the outer layer of like it.
How many episodes are out? How many seasons is Mythic Quest?
Oh, I think it's 4.
That's not bad.
4
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
How many?
I mean, it's Apple TV, so it's like 8 episodes, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really short.
Apple
Yeah.
TV shows will never be more than 10 episodes, I
Yeah.
think, in regards to the
Yeah.
season.
And they're like 30 minutes.
Yeah, quick. Because
Yeah.
that's how I was able to get through that Seth Rogen show so quickly. I just kind of binged
Oh,
through
right.
quickly.
Yeah. I
It
want
was
to watch
fine.
that.
I didn't love it. It was, you got to be really into
that kind
Hollywood, I think,
yeah.
and that machine and how all that
Right.
works to really, really love it and the cameos and things like that. But
Okay.
it's still worth it, I think, if you're a fan of it.
Okay.
Anything else? Or-
I think that's it. I'm like, what else am I watching? We talked about the Apothecary Diaries, so I'm
Yeah.
like, that's
She's like,
really
he-
it.
She's like, he stole my thing already.
no,
so
I'm good because I was like, oh, I got to pick 2. I can't
Yeah.
do 3. And so when you bunch of that, I was like, perfect. Those
right.
are my 3.
So let's get into you. So, Victoria,
Yes.
what would you say is some of the first, I guess, anime you've watched? Like, what kind of got you into anime and the whole sphere in itself? Because
Yeah.
we'll lead down to like how you got into content creating and things like that.
Yeah. So I'm I'm a Toonami girl, I'm a Toonami kid. Yeah. So definitely Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Tenchi Muyo. Like that was my introduction to
Muyo.
anime.
I just dropped my Tenchi Universe compilation. Yo, Tenchi Universe don't get no. People don't know ball, man. People don't know
It's
ball.
a good show.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we don't talk about it as much, but yeah.
That extended universe of Tenchi is so. It's
Yeah.
Tenchi in Tokyo.
I've never
Tenchi
heard
War.
of that show.
Really? Oh,
Well, you're not even a Toonami kid. You just
I
Sailor
watched.
Moon.
No, I watched. I mean, I didn't intentionally watch Dragon Ball, but it was there, you know?
Yeah.
So
It came on after Gundam, and I probably would have missed it because I didn't like Gundam. There you go. But yeah, I always used to like skip Gundam and then go to Tenchi Muyo and be like, I'm come back.
I
Turn it
love
on.
even as a kid. I used to be like, yo, this show is hitting. It's so emotional, and I'm like,
Yeah.
10, 11. It's like 5:30 p.m. on a Thursday. It's raining outside, and you just see Ryoko just crying for Tenchi. I'm like, man, just give her a chance and stop trying to F your cousin. Yeah, it gets weird.
Yeah.
It's anime.
All anime gets one. So that was my intro to anime. My brothers are also like, I have 3 older brothers. They're all big anime fans. They grew up like in that like 80s era. So they're like Berserk fans and like Ninja Scroll. And so they had like DVDs of anime in our garage.
Oh, wow.
And so I would just like, after that Toonami ended, I would just be like, let me go pick out some DVDs, and like came across like a bunch of random anime that way. And then of course just like random websites.
Nice.
And forums like, what's the best anime to watch? Top 10 anime lists.
So what would you say, like, I guess kind of go into the content creation side of it, like your journey and everything, because you've been on a mic for over 10 years.
Yeah,
so like
for real.
I know the Sailor Moon fan club thing has been going on for 5 years now. That started in March 2020. The world shut down, and you said, you know what, it's time to launch.
It's time.
No, I was actually planning to launch from January, and then I was like, I'm gonna launch in March because that's the creator of Sailor Moon. Her birthday's March 15th, so I'm like, I'm gonna launch then. But then it was like pandemic.
It worked out.
Like, well, here's a podcast for you to listen to while you're inside.
Yeah. Would you say that was almost kind of like a perfect storm, almost?
Kinda. I mean, it definitely helped because I think that's one of the reasons I think I was able to get Sweetie, because everyone was home.
Yeah.
And so I think like that helped a lot in that way. But I also wanted to do like a launch party.
You had big plans.
I had big plans. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna invite people. Like, it's gonna be great. Had to scrap all of that. So like, good in some ways, but bad in some ways, and obviously bad because it was a global pandemic. But yeah.
I mean, so how was kind of setting up on like your own and everything like that? Because like it seems like I have my co-host, which is great, but I can't imagine kind of just like doing it dolo and kind of doing that,
starting
just reaching out, reaching out to guests like that. Because having people like that on must mean like you must have been you must be connected. Well, or you just good with the cold email.
Cold email game strong.
Cold email game strong out here, bro.
Yes.
That's what the same way I hit them up. I was like, hey, listen, I know you don't know me like that, but I got an idea.
Shoot your shot. That's what I tell people, because that's all me. Cold emails. Get a yes. Sometimes you get a no, but sometimes you get a yes.
Yeah. But they just ignore, But you know what? That's the worst that can happen, unless they call security on you. I don't know.
Yeah, which hasn't happened yet, thankfully.
So I guess what was that like, that whole process and everything?
So like you mentioned before this, I had a podcast called Nerds on Hip Hop that my friend, now boyfriend actually, he invited me to be on. He was like, I have this idea for this podcast, and would you be interested in doing it? I was like, hell yeah, I love nerd stuff. I love hip hop. Let's do it. So we did that for 4 years. So I think going into this though is a little bit different because I'm like, ooh, I'm by myself now.
Yeah.
But since it was an interview podcast, like every episode has a guest. That made it a little bit easier because I'm kind of like, okay, I'm asking questions. Yeah. I have to I'm able to like kind of bounce off each other or someone else, even though it's not a consistent person. Yeah. It's still like I'm never like solo on an episode necessarily.
And people get to know them along with you.
Right.
And, it's a process. Yeah.
So that helps a lot. Yeah. So like that made it a little less scary. I also like had a lot of journalism experience before that. So even though I wasn't like doing audio recordings with people, I was like interviewing people still, like recording it and just like writing it out.
Because I was going to say that about like your process after like listening to a couple. I'm like, okay, yours is way harder than what we're doing. I feel like in my head, because I feel like you're doing so much research and knowing how to properly segue like the proper thoughts on your own every time with somebody who may be the first person you may be speaking to, right? And then like you have to worry about sometimes the energy and things like that. You can try your best to be put forth the best character you can for it, but sometimes it's just not there. And I find myself lucky for having like 2 people with like completely different personalities than me. So one of us you might like, right?
Yeah.
You might think
somebody.
You might think one of us is like, you might think I'm annoying, but maybe you might like him and you might like her, right? So I find what you do so impressive because I'm like, you are in the trenches. You know who these people are. Like you understand like the boxes to tick. So like that journalism experience makes so much sense.
It helps a lot for sure because it's like that research. I'm like going on people's websites, going through their stuff, and like even when I send my cold emails, like I'm doing that research because I'm like, I want to talk to you about this, and that. Like I want to show that I did the research. I'm not just like sending out an email, which sometimes I do, but I try to do the research. And so I think that really just helps a lot.
For all the stuff that you've been, we talked about all the stuff that you've done in like the introduction, but what do you think is what you're most proud of?
Ooh, oh gosh, this is hard. What am I most proud of? There's a few things. Like, I'm really happy that I was able to get big guests on the show.
Mhm.
I think that's been like amazing, just because all of them are cold emails. Like, there's not one big guest I had on, like Don Richard, Sweetie, all cold emails for them. And I think speaking back to the journalism, like I worked for Complex and interviewed big people before, but they came on because I was working for Complex.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Individual brand, different from having
Right.
them.
It wasn't
Different.
because Victoria Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to like, oh, this is my thing. And they're saying yes to it and coming on like something I made.
Mhm.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I think doing the events now, because that's hard.
Yeah.
And seeing them be successful and
Absolutely.
like fun. I'm like, yay, the thing that's in my head that started in a Google Doc is like in the
Yeah.
world and people
Yeah.
are actually vibing with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, how does one even transition? Because, like, you know, we sometimes have this one, especially grand dreams of doing other things. But I'm like, hey, girl,
Yes.
I'm like, girl, we are 2 years in.
Listen,
I've been
that's
talking
okay.
events forever.
Do
so.
it. Just
But-
do it.
How does one go from, I guess, you know, podcasting? I'm pretty sure,
Right.
like, I understand, like, the things you may have learned from being a co-host, going into on your own
Yeah.
podcast to, you know, running your own thing and interviewing, to then hosting events and doing like the Sailor Moon day party, things like
Yeah.
that. How do we get there? Kind of executing
Yeah.
the idea, the resources, things like that. Especially for you,
Yeah.
you need to know like what's going on behind. Like, how do you get there?
Real quick,
Ooh.
before we get into how she did it, so you guys know, Victoria's been running the Sailor Moon parties in New York for the past, it's going to be third year anniversary.
Yes.
So that's like, you know, huge considering I remember the first time you said like, I wasn't even sure I was going to do this and all that
At
stuff.
all.
So yeah, like tell us
Yeah.
please how you transitioned into that
Oh.
thoughts process, all that.
Yeah, so I'm crazy. Basically, that's why I'm like, just do it. Because honestly, I had no experience. I had
Yeah.
zero experience. I mean, I do think every event you do, honestly, you just need to be organized. You need to communicate and be creative. And like, if you can do all those things, like if you can project manage, that's mostly what it is.
Yeah.
And so I knew I could do that. And I could communicate with people, like letting them know, like, hey, this is going to be late. Or, hey, I need this. Or, hey, what's this?
Yeah,
It's a lot of emailing. Like, that's the bulk of event planning.
yeah,
But I just dove right in, honestly, like cold. I was just like, I'm going to try it. Like, I want to do this thing. I've been thinking about it for a while. I'm going to try it. I did have a lot of reservations, though, because one thing that I do gives me pause is always money.
Yeah.
So the
Yep.
first event I did, a lot of event spaces, they have you do, you have to reach a bar minimum.
yeah.
Bar minimum was $4,000. I'm like, I don't have $4,000
Yeah.
if this doesn't reach. Or I think I like just had that like
Yeah,
in my savings.
You got
I
to be
just
able
got
to
an
make the
apartment.
difference and things like that.
Yeah, so I was looking for an apartment at the time. So I'm like, I had it, but I'm like, I don't want to dump all my savings.
Yeah.
Or most of my savings. And I was still looking for apartments. I'm like, I'm gonna need this money.
Yeah.
I'm not rich. And
Especially in Brooklyn.
yeah. And so, I was just like, I don't know. And then Greg from Land Party,
Yeah,
he was just like, just do it. Just do it. And I'm just like, no, I'm scared. He's like, just do it. And I'm like, okay. And then I also have to give him credit because he was just like, if you don't make it, like, I'll give you some money to like put towards it. And I was just like, I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Gentlemen.
Yeah. Shout out to Greg. And so
It's
I did
always
it.
great to have like somebody
A
around who
support
believes
system.
people who
Yeah.
believe in the vision and what you're like you're having there. You're gonna
Right.
you can't do any of it alone. A lot of people will say like I did it on my own. I'm like
Nope.
no, you can't. You have to learn how to work with people. You
Yeah.
have to learn how to
Absolutely.
cultivate these relationships and things like that. So for somebody to take a risk on you like that, 'cause they
Right,
have to
yeah.
believe in the product you've put out
Yeah.
for almost 10 years now.
Right. Yeah. So I always appreciate him for that. And then so I did it, and then we reached pretty much the bar minimum. I think I was down by like $160, but I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
At that point,
I'll take it.
Yeah, for the vibes.
Yeah.
It's only gotten
The
bigger
vibes
since
tax.
then, right?
Yeah. So we went to a
Yeah.
different location this year. Some more people. We're adding nail tech, so you can get your nails done at the party.
Yeah.
A bunch of other stuff.
do
We
a
added a
little-
tattoo artist last year doing flash tattoos. So it's been really cool just to kind of like see it grow, see where it can go. I started doing the Magical Girls Fest last year, which was also a mini con I started by accident, honestly. Because it was originally supposed to be like, I was calling it Magical Girl like pop-up spa because one of my friends, she does like massages. She does a massage parlor, and she was
Okay.
asking me if she wanted to collaborate. And I was just like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. But I was like, I don't think it works for the day party, but I'm like, maybe we can do something else. I found this like venue. They were looking for events, and I was like, oh, maybe we can do it here. Venue ghosted me.
Man.
Yeah, but I was like, I still want to do this event. So I was like trying to find a place. And then like Sailor Moon had just come out with like these face masks with the Creme Shop collab. So I was just like, okay, things are like coming together. I was like, this is all like fitting the theme. I was like, I could have vendors. And I was like, nails still. And then I got in touch with Japan Village through again, another connection. Eileen from Annie Tomo, who does Annie Tomo Con. She connected me with them, and they were like, "Yeah, we're down to do it." And then I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do vendors. I'm at like programming." And I'm like, I did like a yoga, like movement and mobility class.
That's so cool.
And then it was like halfway through planning this, I was like, "This is a con. This is a convention."
Yeah.
I was like, "This is a whole vendor hall." I'm like building out vendor maps. I'm like, when did this become a convention?
This is
There you
Japan
go.
Village in Industry City?
Yeah.
Oh, the venue's huge.
Yeah. So we took over the whole like second floor, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and some of the first floor. We had a maid cafe on the first floor. Second floor was all
Nice.
vendors. And then we collaborated with Taro's Origami Studio, which is there. And they taught people how to make like Sailor Senshi dresses with origami.
That's awesome.
That is so
That's so
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
So what would you say, I guess, for, other content creators and things like that, especially, let's say specifically in our,
Yeah.
area, right? That's looking to possibly throw their first event, things
Yeah.
like that. What would be maybe the first 3 things they would need to
Yeah.
do to think of plan before going
Yeah.
into that?
Can we take
I think-
notes?
I think I'll send you notes. No, it was already. I think one, get all your ideas down in a Google Doc, whatever, like who you want to work with, like what do you want to do, what's the idea of the event. I would say start small. I think a lot of people think like, oh, I want to do a convention. I'm going to go to like a hotel and rent out a, whatever. Or I'm going to like go to Javits Center. Like, no, like don't do that to yourself. It's going to cost so much money. Find a library, find Japan Village, find, something smaller. Even like, a bar nearby. A lot of bars do let you do events for free.
Yeah, they just want people to come through.
They just want
That's
people to come
true.
through.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Some people, they'll let you do it for free if you want. If it's a free event, they'll let you do it for free.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think start small. I'm like, third thing. What's the third thing? Get a Canva account if you don't have a Canva account. All my events are literally
Period. Let's
Google
go.
Docs, Canva, Google Sheets, and email.
Yeah.
That's all my events. Those are the 4 things I use.
Okay.
I'd be screaming about Canva to the world. I'm like, please.
I love
do it.
Canva.
Well, I mean,
and find
Canva's
people to
advertised
collaborate
everywhere.
with. Ask for help too. I think
Yeah.
definitely reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out to me if you want. Like, hey, we're thinking about doing this. Can you give advice, or do you have any venue ideas? Or
Since you were saying like writing
Yeah.
things down on Google Docs, like what would you say is like a goal of yours as far as an event goes? Like, is there like an overarching, project that you're trying to build your way up to?
yeah, I definitely want to grow the Magical Girls Fest. When I think of the Sailor Moon Day party, I would love to do it in a park one day. Like I think of like Curl Fest and things
Ooh.
like that. And like it'd be cool to do something kind of like on a bigger scale in that
Oh,
way.
yeah, for sure.
That's kind of where I'm like hoping. That's why there's like music performances and stuff. There's like different vendors. I would love to have like panels at some point or like live podcast episodes.
Yeah.
I also have other event ideas that I'll get to maybe one day. I would love to have sponsors.
Yeah. One thing at a time, right? You
One thing
just-
at a time. That's
You only-
what I tell myself.
Yeah, and it also seems like the more you execute it, the better
Yeah.
you get at it. You're gonna make mistakes. It's not gonna be perfect
Right.
the first time around, and you gotta go into it knowing that, and just
Yeah.
knowing like, hey, if you're gonna do it again, you're gonna know the things you learned last time, and you might run into new issues, right? That you
Definitely.
didn't have before, especially at the bigger you get. So,
Right.
so for somebody
You
who's
learn.
been content creating for so long, right? What do you think for other podcasters and things like that? Because there's so many of us. Everybody
Yeah.
says you got to make the podcast equipment more expensive.
Oh,
Everybody
God,
doesn't
yeah.
need to have a mic. We get it, guys. It is expensive already.
It is.
Trust me, and we're not doing it because we're annoying. We enjoy
Right.
putting the product out there.
Yeah.
With no matter the returns, in the beginning and things like that. What would you say is some of the mistakes that you feel like a lot of podcasts make, kind of coming out the gate or within maybe their first year or things like
Right.
that?
I think maybe not having a plan on how you're going to be consistent. I think that's the biggest thing. Because with Nerds on Hip Hop, I think we struggled with like editing because we were editing ourselves. And it's like, we both have jobs. We was in school. Like we're tired. I was done with school by that time. And it's like, we ain't got time to edit an hour episode every week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He broke you being like,
He's our editor.
because I do all the
He
editing
learned. He
for.
had to learn from
Shout out
scratch.
to you.
Well, I wasn't an editor
Yeah.
of anything before this,
Yeah.
besides like my own YouTube channel and stuff like that. I tried to make my own YouTube channel like
learn.
2 years before the podcast thing,
Yeah.
but like I had to teach myself how to do TikToks. I had to teach myself how to do thumbnails. I'm
how you do it.
Not creative by nature, so
And I am, but I don't have the time. So I'm here giving Cory advice. We're working off each other.
Yeah,
and like,
that's good.
Yeah, so he had to learn from scratch. I'm like, Cory, I think all our, when some of us is talking, maybe the color should be different. He's like, that's too hard. I don't know how to do that. And then he gives it a week. He's like, all right, here it is. I'm like, he
Aw.
learned so
I love
fast.
that.
Yeah.
See, I think that's a benefit with having 3 people too. Like you can collaborate, you can work together, you can run ideas by each other, and That makes it really good.
Yeah, but I mean, I be trying my best because sometimes I'm like, I do smack back at. I'm like, because she be saying stuff. I'm like, then you do it.
Yeah, no, he
That's
does.
fair.
And then,
That's fair.
and then she's like, well, I don't got.
If I don't have the time, I can't.
no time. So I'm like,
But if
all
I
right,
do,
well,
I do.
Well, I don't. I was like, well, girl, I'm doing a lot. I be drowning sometimes. And you be sometimes smoking me with like random ads. I'm like, no, I'm not
That's
doing
fair,
it.
and that's good
It's
too.
good. It's good enough
Listen,
right now.
Communication,
No, absolutely.
transparency.
Yeah.
You
no,
need it.
It's why, no, it's great. It's
Yeah.
great. The fact that, like you said, we can bounce off each other and we have that leeway at least.
Yeah.
So,
So the consistency definitely.
Yeah. So like when I did the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast, I was like, I need an editor. I know myself. I'm not editing every week. I'm not doing this. And
I mean, that's why I went every 2 weeks because I was like, I can't
Yeah.
imagine doing this every. Like from the gate, I was like, this is every 2 weeks, guys. We
Yep.
got too much. We don't have
Yeah.
time with our personal lives probably to do this
Right.
every week. And then like, if I had the editing bag on my back for every 7 days,
oh my God.
Yeah.
we'd be cooked.
Yeah. So a lot of times I would batch record, but still
Yeah.
too much. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to like save enough money so I can work with an editor who can do this for me. And thankfully, I found an editor who was like be able to work in my budget. And that's the only way. I was just like, because I knew any other way it would not work. So I had to be honest with myself. So I think that's the biggest thing because I see so many podcasts start and they don't even get past episode 10, which is fine. I mean, I get it. You figure out that it was tough because it is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, so
I think that's the
my
biggest
boy
thing.
told me that last year when we were at the Juneteenth thing. He was talking. He was like, "Yo, bro, the fact that y'all made it past like episode 15 is wild." And I'm like, "Huh? Well, I don't know. I felt like 15 was because this is episode 54.
Yeah.
Right.
But if
I
we were
saw
every week,
that.
it'd be like 100 and something episodes.
Wild.
Which
amazing.
I'd be dead.
That's good because now I've even switched to monthly just because I'm doing the events now. I'm doing
Yeah.
other things.
So much
like I'm
more.
working on my comic book, and so I'm like, you know what? That's the other thing too. Learn to be flexible with yourself because
Give yourself grace.
I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I can't do weekly anymore, and that's fine because
Yeah.
I'm my own boss, and I could make it monthly now.
Yeah. I think it's always a balance of grace and accountability because sometimes
Yes.
some people you just have to find that balance for yourself because sometimes people take grace too far.
That
Yeah.
too,
Right,
Yeah.
where it's like no, but after a while it's like okay, it's not
Right.
gonna get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna magically just like people are just gonna be like, you know what, I found this thing that you made 5 months ago and now you're just gonna get mad fans. You gotta
Right.
you
Here's
gotta hold
$1 million.
yourself. But I have a question because
Yeah.
I've interned at Def Jam,
Ooh.
so I have a lot of curiosity in regards to
Yeah.
your relation to like the hip hop
Yeah.
space and
I
complex and things like
I
that.
interviewed with Def Jam, but I didn't get the interview.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to get a full time job because the way I got there was me and Kimmy went to the same college. We went to SUNY Purchase,
Hey.
so it's performing arts school and things like that. And my professor knew some guy from like who pretended purchase in like the 90s who was the VP of like A&R at Def Jam, and he was coming there to do a lecture, and I made sure like he like knew my presence was there in like the room,
Yeah.
and I hounded him for like all summer emailing him
Nice.
about an internship until he finally responded back, and I guess he just saw how much I was on it or whatever. He was like, all right, cool, like you can start like in 2 weeks or whatever, and
That's
like, I made
dope.
sure I
That's
got the credit, stuff like
amazing.
that.
Consistency.
Listen, bro, I was applying the pressure. I was like, this is the music. Because I used to be I've gotten less into music now
Yeah.
because of, one, I don't commute. So, like,
Same.
I that kind of don't have the time to listen. That used to be
Yeah.
my time to do that. And two, the streaming platforms have overwhelmed me. I used to be big into going on to that Piff and like forums and finding random songs. But like now it's just like a new song is dropping as we speak right now.
Yeah.
So I guess like what has been your experience with, you know, the hip hop space and kind of integrating that into the anime
life.
space?
Yeah. So I again love albums. I grew up on a lot of like hip hop, especially like for some reason it's because of VH1 I watched hip hop documentaries and got into a lot of like 80s hip hop and 90s hip hop, but I still listen to a lot of current stuff too. So that's been my like love of hip hop beginning origins. But I think connecting it to like anime, like my comic book is actually a hip hop inspired Magical Girl series. So it's about 5 girls going on tour, and then one is it's a rapper, her TJ, a makeup artist. I always forget these, which is really bad. Choreographer and the tour manager. And they're all based on like the 5 like quote unquote pillars of hip hop.
Aw,
And they're
that's
all
dope.
like, going on tour, fighting monsters, and trying to figure out like why like these monsters keep appearing.
Nice.
And so thank you. Yeah, so it's been really fun to do. I'm working with the artists, just like trying to get it together. and hopefully come out with something next year. But
what's your timeline
yeah,
next year?
that's that accountability thing. Got to give yourself deadlines.
Yep,
Give
right.
yourself deadlines.
Yeah, I'll get to it. Yeah, like, nah, what's the hard date? And
Right.
then, Honey was saying, like, when you tell other people a date, then you really feel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obligated.
exactly. That's what I do too.
Other people
sometimes.
keep yourself accountable.
right.
Hey, I thought you said you was going to do this thing.
You're right. My bad.
All right. Well, let's talk about some anime stuff as our final segment. Finally, for the first time ever on the Moon Piece podcast, we are about to solely really talk about Sailor Moon.
Piece. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Don't worry, guys. She's not a One Piece hater. She's one of us.
Yes.
She's true
One of
Moon
us.
Piece.
I am.
Right?
When I saw your name, I was just like, oh, I love this.
Thank you.
I'm like, this is both me.
We was workshopping for a while. It worked out. That's why we're trying to get her to finally watch it, so we can really be the Moon Piece
July
podcast.
14th. I'm there.
Listen, man.
I'm with it.
Tune in, guys. Kimmy will have to finally become one of us.
The deadline is there.
Corey's finally putting the gun to my head.
Right.
There's a calendar event and
The
everything.
date is there.
It's on the calendar. We've told people on the pod. They know. They're going to be looking. But Sailor Moon, me and Danny, guys, have finally, because we are watching Sailor Moon for the first time.
Yes.
We finished the first 46 episodes, which is season 1 of Sailor Moon.
Yes.
So before we kind of say our thoughts on the series so far, what does Sailor Moon mean to you?
Oh gosh. Oh man, I love the show so much. Obviously, very, very obviously. I think it means. Well, growing up, it was just like a fun show for me. Like, I think it was a good story. It's funny. I love the romance. So like growing up, that's really all it meant to me. It was just like, I love this show so much just because it's really good and it's pretty and it's cute. Now though, I think when I go back to watch it a lot, I'm just like, man, this show really shows you like powerful women who can be cute and like can fight.
Yes.
And giving that duality and like being like, you can be like a brainy or you can like be fighting and like cooking and really just showing you like all the different ways you can be. And then also I love that the villains are also mostly women. Don't see that a lot either. So it's like everyone kind of like mixture of stuff. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just such a good show. And like, I personally identify with Usagi a lot, or Serena, whoever you grew up with. Just because like I love napping and playing video games and sleeping, but I understand I have responsibilities. And so I feel like she's just so cool at showing that.
So relatable.
So relatable.
Yeah.
She's a relatable hero. I compare her to Spider-Man a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
She's a regular girl.
Yeah, she's got these powers and she gotta like fight people now, but really she just wants to chill.
She didn't even ask for these powers.
She didn't even ask for these powers.
Yeah.
Now she gotta fight like monsters and zombies and stuff. Like, why?
I don't know you that well. It's been great knowing you this episode. But Jesus, Kimmy, you really are a carbon copy of Usagi, girl. I'm
wait.
watching this episode. I'm like,
Yo, because when you said it, I could tell Danny was like, that's a red flag. Danny was like, and that's a red flag. He's like, I was hoping she'd say anybody but Usagi.
No.
I've unfortunately grown a disdain for Usagi.
I understand. And you
No.
know what?
Everyone does.
So
It's-
the first
and-
season will do that.
that's an
to you.
Usagi thing. What you just did.
That was actually sounded like her a
here's
little
the thing.
bit.
And the only reason I probably wouldn't have it if I did not know her.
Damn.
If I did not know her. Because the fact that I can sit there and sometimes like, you like to poke fun and be like, you're just like that character, right? And sometimes you're messing around, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
The buns,
Honestly,
the
your
purpose.
outfit
Bun
right
head.
now.
Like,
yeah.
purpose.
that's on
Okay.
Like I be watching and like the wail she makes, like somebody could tell this is the best every time, son. I'm just like,
I'll be about eating them boys
But
for real.
It's also like the little things too. That's just like, wait a minute, I've seen this before.
I know these mannerisms. I know the
Because we
solution.
learned from our girl.
True.
Yeah.
Did you? Did we learn or did we just cope?
Listen,
I don't know sometimes.
I learned the fashion sense. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's like the chicken and the egg. I don't know if I became Usagi.
Yes.
Or Usagi like
Yes.
reflects me and that's why I like her. I don't know.
I think you became Usagi.
Probably.
I definitely don't have like a disdain towards her. I think she's a very fun character, and again, like everyone revolves around her. I think she's a very fun character to be. She's still like probably number 3 on my list though.
Wait, who's your
valid.
number 2? Who's the 1 and 2?
All right.
You ready to give our rankings?
Yes, I need to know
Yeah.
who's your favorite.
I think ours is still very similar.
I think we have the same exact list.
Okay.
So I'll
Ooh.
let
Wow, that
Danny's
is-
better at delivering these things than me.
Okay.
So at the bottom spot, we're gonna go bottom to top.
Okay, all right.
We have Ami, Sailor Mercury.
Okay.
But
Sorry,
but last 41,
43,
41 or 42.
44? No, I think it was like
Is this when she had fought? We were fighting people. Then
She had her own episode, and she turned up.
her man Rio's life was
Yo,
on the line.
yeah. Oh, Rio.
And then they told us we're never gonna see Rio again.
No,
And
the
we were
chat
like,
was like,
no,
yeah, he's cool and all, but
never again.
R.I.P.
you'll never see him again. I was like, wow.
not even RIP. Like
No,
you just
no,
don't
just-
see him
no,
again.
exactly.
In the
Yeah.
ether. Yeah.
He fades away.
No, that was cute.
So, but yeah, she definitely cooked that episode.
Mm-hmm.
At the number 4 spot, we have Sailor Venus Minako. Yeah, we're still being introduced to her.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like I think it's maybe 10 episodes that we've had her in the show, maybe.
If
That
that,
sounds about
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so like,
Still early.
yeah, it's still early, but like that crescent beam that she
Yeah.
got,
Pew pew.
fire. Yeah,
That.
And she got hit with a grenade.
She'd be swinging
Yo,
her like
she-
little
yeah.
anal beads sometimes. That'd be funny.
She was literally on her vigilante shit.
I don't think that happened.
Oh well.
You
she'll
just
get
be
there.
spoiling stuff.
It's not much of a spoiler. It's just funny. She'd
She-
be having weapons.
She was doing her My Vigilante thing, My Hero Vigilante thing for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, she was in the
Mask
trenches on
and
her own, so I
Yeah.
respect that.
Yeah.
she's cool.
And that's what really like when she got introduced, that's what really kind of like pissed me off. Because like Usagi been out
Yeah.
here by herself for
Yeah, he was
not long. And Venus like, yo, you've been doing the same thing. Why didn't you guys team up? What? And they don't even explain it. Like,
Well,
yeah.
so her manga came first. It was a Sailor
Right.
V, and then she was on her own.
And
for a
then
little bit,
Usagi
and
came out.
and then yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
and
damn,
so-
this girl's out on the streets by herself, struggling. No one was there to help her.
No.
Yo, Venus could have been like, yo, Usagi, this is how you transform. This is how you do
No,
this.
she was like in France, I think, or something.
That makes
I have to
sense.
remember.
Well, that's
Yeah.
I think that's been the best part about us live streaming it is that the people in the chat who are fans, they inform us on
Okay.
lore as we go. And so
Yeah.
we're
Love
we're
the
not
lore,
like
yeah.
so out of the loop in regards to like some references and the changes. They letting us know every time that's not how that happened in the manga. That's not how that happened in the manga.
Oh, yeah,
They're changing
yeah.
this.
They
the
changed a
the crystal
lot.
version. They're letting us know as we're going. So like we don't
Yeah.
really have to like we don't have much left up to the imagination of what's
Okay.
different. You know
I
what
really
mean?
appreciate them for that.
Oh, no,
That's
they
cool.
C-San, you're a real one.
Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to you.
At the number 3 spot, Usagi.
Okay.
Valid.
Okay.
Valid.
It
Not
is what it is.
surprising.
It's not because of anything that she's done.
No.
She's great.
She's chilling.
It's just these next 2 characters, though. At the number
I
2
knew these were gonna be
spot,
top two. I knew it. I knew it.
We just
Sailor Saturn or Jupiter.
Saturn.
Jupiter.
I was
Jupiter.
like, wait.
I was gonna say you
You
jumped a
ain't
little
seen Saturn
bit.
yet?
I was like, we
Jupiter.
don't even know who that is yet.
Yo, Mako for real.
That's why he
for
wore
real.
green.
For real is like Yusuke Urameshi.
Yeah.
That girl is when she
All
was
the
fighting
hands.
Tuxedo Mask, or I'm sorry, Endymion in this one episode.
yeah,
They did
yeah.
my girl dirty though. That girl was throwing that left, right, good night. She couldn't land a hit. I'm like, yo, what happened?
Endymion is like overpowered. Like he gets a little
He-
boost
Endymion
from
is
Tuxedo Mask. It's like, where did all this come
Yeah,
Yo.
truly.
The Digi evolution is real because Tuxedo Mask could never, But Endymion, oh, he got that
Endymion
shit
is
on.
that dude, bro. His
The
swag,
sword.
that black rose, the black rose goes so hard,
Yeah.
bro. Like he just like tossed it away a little bit at one point, bro.
Swag.
Yeah.
So
I love him.
Sailor
You
Jupiter
get
at
it.
number 2, but then at the number 1 spot, we
Who I
got
identify with as on a
our
personal
girl,
level.
Sailor Mars, aka Rei Uchiha, the
Listen,
OG.
Not the
The
Uchiha.
OG. You cannot tell me otherwise. That is best girl of
She
the
got the
series.
Ravens.
bro, she got the Raven, she got the
She
Fireball
got the Umo
jutsu.
YYYZ Sao.
She got listen, Ray. She be locked in. She's so complex as a character. Then also having like she was dating Momoru
Oh, yeah.
first, right? And then they show the memories of being like I even like that. We like the pace that the Funimation version has been going
Viz.
with,
Viz.
like
Yeah.
because other people, sorry,
Yeah.
other people will tell us like. Just watch Crystal. It's short. We're short. And I'm like, no, we're enjoying the 90s aesthetic.
Yeah.
And we also want to experience it how
The
you
real way.
you essentially
Yeah,
experienced it,
yeah,
right? We don't want to
yeah.
we don't want to just experience the story. We want to experience
Right.
the aesthetic and the vibes and things like that.
Yeah.
So the time that they've been taking for the character development and things like that,
Yeah.
or like having just a simple moment of acknowledging, like, "Hey Ray, yeah, you good? Because y'all kind of fucking the same dude."
Yeah. And that's what you don't get in Crystal, which is why I really like
Yeah.
the 90s, because you get that time with the characters to get to know them.
Also the villains as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yo, some of the villains lately.
Only one
after, like-
bandana.
That's one of the most recent villains.
Okay.
Lately, like once they hit past like episode 25, the villains like outfits and aesthetics and
Yeah.
everything. Really, like they
Different.
dialed
They
it up.
cooking.
Yeah.
Character designs for each episode.
Beautiful. Yeah.
100%.
Wow.
I mean, we'll call it as a Power Rangers fiend. That's why I was also into. I was lightly
right.
into Sailor Moon as a kid.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. I didn't know what was a new episode, what was the next episode. It was just
Yeah.
it would just come on,
Right.
and I'd watch it. You know what I mean? So I've never been perverse to it or like away from like be like, nah, I'm good. I just never understood the story or took the time to go back. And it's just Super Sentai.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
it's
just Power
actually inspired
Rangers.
by Power
Yeah.
Rangers.
So like as a concept, I'm like, this is these monsters are fire. Like this monster of the week thing, totally
Yeah.
enjoying it.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
I really like if we're talking about like differences between like the anime and the manga, as it was explained to us. Rei and Usagi don't really have that like rivalry dynamic in the
Yeah.
manga,
Oh,
and I
wow.
think that that's crazy because I love that.
I like that
in the
change,
anime.
too.
I love the bickering every
Yeah.
time. Like Rei
Yeah.
teases her, and Usagi's like, "Why are you being so mean to me?"
Yeah.
They be roasting.
I
They be
love it. Oh
roast-
my
They be
god,
Yeah.
they
roast-
get on her.
They
Yeah.
be, sometimes I'll be like, y'all
Yo,
ODing
chill.
now. Y'all ODing now.
Y'all
Like,
saw
y'all,
how they slapped her.
Yo, they be calling her fat and shit. I'm like, bro, chill.
Okay.
Dang.
can we say some of our concerns with
Yeah,
this series?
there's- listen.
Go ahead.
Well,
go
Kimmy
ahead.
knows some of our concerns.
But go
Yo,
ahead.
there
yeah,
were
yeah. What
some
are the concerns?
scenes where we're just like, "Yo, what is happening right now?" Someone call the FBI.
Is it like the BDSM light stuff?
I wish.
No.
Oh, okay.
I wish it was like that. I'm talking
There's
about
a lot
assault.
of like bandage.
Oh, they'll get there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fat shaming stuff and all that stuff they had going on, I was like, Jesus Christ. It was early on.
90s.
Bro flipped up a skirt in like the second episode.
Oh yeah, they took out that in Tsunami version.
That
They
makes
took out that
sense.
whole
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, makes sense because
Yeah.
he was on one.
Yeah, that was wild.
Like he took a red pill for sure.
you know,
For
original incel.
Yeah.
sure. Watching this show and we're trying to figure out exactly how old your boy is.
Oh, yeah, they found
out. Yeah.
And then which one is the one that was in love with that girl, Usagi's friend? Which eye
Oh,
is that? Which
oh.
eye is that?
What?
Molly.
Molly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know her.
Oh, that was
Nephrite?
Nephrite.
Yeah, yeah.
Nephrite?
Molly, Nephrite.
Naru.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Naru.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
chocolate
FBI open
parfait,
up.
though.
I know.
Cool, like touching story.
When they made us feel bad for him, I was like, oh,
He's a predator.
this is good writing.
I feel like he was like, I don't think he was ever going to actually date her, but he was like
What?
leading her on for sure.
Yeah, he was leading her
At
on.
the end, though?
Yeah, at the end he fell for her.
Yeah,
feel
at
like
the end, he fell hard.
I don't know if he fell for her. I feel like he was
take
just
this away
like,
from me.
she's so sweet.
Don't take this away from me.
No.
I need to believe that love exists.
No,
I mean, I
definitely-
don't think he was like still playing her, but I
No,
don't
no.
think he was still. I think he was just like, this girl's all
You
right.
alright.
Yeah,
She alright.
she like, you know what? I don't hate you.
Yeah.
You're like, you're actually a really good person, and you deserve the world.
But we always like laugh a lot at the Mamoru kind of
Yeah.
dynamic and being around
Oh
these because
yeah.
like
Oh my god.
respect. I get it. This y'all show. I know y'all don't want to look at
No,
it that
no,
way.
no,
Every anime
can
has its
acknowledge
problem.
it.
But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
even his boy called it out. The
Yeah.
video game arcade dude. He was like,
Not
man,
really
you always hanging out with these little ass girls, huh?
They're like, oh, you want to date with her? It's like, nah, they're middle school kids. I don't fuck with that. Like, they're just my
Right.
sisters. And he just
And he's
looks
like,
sideways like, oh.
I was like,
True.
That
FBI
was
open
so
up,
funny.
bro. FBI open up.
Can we show the scene?
Which one?
The one at the ball?
Oh my days.
Oh, when
It's-
when she drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you already know.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, when she has that
Kiss.
little martini and she's like, blushes, and Momoru, like the creepy is, just appears right behind her,
Oh my god.
takes her out onto the balcony, and lays one on her.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And
Did
she doesn't
not
even
age well
remember.
at all.
Yeah, we had to rewatch it because like we didn't even realize for a second that she was like drinking. It was like,
Right.
I thought it was like Hawaiian
So-
Punch.
yeah, but
In
like,
the Toonami version, they call it juice, and
Yeah.
it's just like you don't know like what it is.
yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah.
we know what it is.
Yeah.
We know.
We got our eyes on you, Mamoru. Now,
yeah.
Endymion, you cool. Mamoru,
You would
I don't
never.
know about that.
Yo, Tuxedo Mask was pissing me off in the beginning.
That's fair.
Oh my god, that man was useless.
Yeah, they hated
he
him
got
for so long.
whooped.
I mean,
I mean, I
we still hate him.
We still
That
do.
didn't change. We didn't, I said Endymion's
Yeah,
cool.
Endymion.
Yeah.
Endymion's cool.
Yes.
Specifically.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a different guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
Endymion's from the Moon Kingdom. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I feel you.
This Mamoru dude is from some random bedroom.
Not the random bedroom.
Well, they just showed him wake up in a hospital bed as a kid in the last like couple episodes when he was
Yeah.
explaining the
Yeah,
backstory and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Speaking
Yeah.
of backstory, when you find out I mean, again, like we don't really know exactly. This is what's being told to us.
Right.
But the 4 kings of the Dark World or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
how they were Endymion's friends that were
Yeah.
corrupted by
They were
Beryl.
like his knights.
They were his knights.
Yo,
were his knights.
I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like I really did like a lot of them. Like Jadeite, Nephrite, again, like the storyline there with Molly, really resonated. Zoisite,
Crash out. Zoisite's a crash
Yo,
out.
Yeah.
Zoisite was ready to pull up on you. I don't care where you are. Coffee shop.
Down where you are.
Anywhere.
Jadeite was just doing Rasengans in the corner.
I like Jedi just because he was good at opening a business every week. This man had a business
He's an
plan.
he's an
He was an entrepreneur. He was like a gym today,
I like Jadeite,
radio
actually.
show. Like he was.
That's actually
he
so
stayed
true.
with a new business idea. I was
Yeah.
like, shout out to you. This is what you should be doing.
I think my least favorite
Don't say
is
Kunzite.
the last one.
Kunzite?
I think he's my least favorite.
No.
He just went out so like sad.
First of all,
though.
the
Yeah.
fashion,
He went out-
his hair,
I mean, he was
that hair,
aura farming. He was aura
Hand
farming.
off.
The
He don't
way-
even touch the ground.
Blonde
The
your
way he don't even
bleach
touch
your
the-
roots creep.
He,
No.
he looked like one of them Kingdom Hearts guys.
He does.
Yes.
He
He's a little
looks-
Sephiroth.
Yeah, literally.
The reason why he's definitely not like he's like my least favorite is the love between him and Zoisite.
I know.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
when he died, he was like, Zoisite,
gonna
my
join
love,
you."
guide me to the spirit realm where you reside so I can be with you once again. I was
can't-
like,
Oh, but it was
poetry.
so-
I
was
was like,
beautiful.
wow, that's
So
really his
sweet.
Shayla.
Yeah.
He keep looking at
I
their
told you.
picture. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I'm
why
telling
y'all
you.
took his baby away?
Yeah.
Listen, they was doing too much.
They were.
Like,
That was my OTP couple. Like I
Yeah.
loved them
The
as a
Kunzite
child.
They were so
Zoisite.
cute.
Oh,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did it, and it's
Imagine-
funny because we didn't spend a lot of time with them
No,
together.
we didn't.
You know what I mean?
No.
So,
We knew them
He just had it
separately.
like
Yeah.
baby girl right here, like, yo, it's okay. You're just gonna go out, you're gonna get those crystals
Can
from
you
me.
imagine
right?
growing up and finding out they were both men
Yeah,
as
'cause
adults? Ooh,
they
my little
changed-
yaoi heart. I was so happy.
Yeah, it was really cool.
No, they did a really good job with them. I think I've really enjoyed the story in these first 46 episodes.
yeah.
I think it's been great pacing. I have zero complaints about. The one complaint I will have, and I will bring it up, is the way season 1 ended. So I understand Usagi does the Kamehameha spirit bomb attack against Queen Beryl,
Moon
sends
healing
that girl
escalation.
flying, and then everyone died.
Yeah.
Right, but then they just get like reincarnated again, and then this time they don't have their memories, so they
Yeah.
don't. So I don't know what happens in season 2. I don't know if they get their memories back or how they become friends again or whatever. That's just like a little annoying.
Yeah.
Like we went through all of this, and now everyone has to like refresh. Refresh.
Bro, that said, "You not gonna make me scream refresh." Yo, when he said that, I was like, "Oh, you guys are aware."
Yeah.
Oh, we're aware that this refresh shit is crazy, right? It's wild.
Who said that? Was that Endymion?
No, it was Kunzite.
Yeah,
Kunzite was
yeah.
like, "You not gonna make, you going to kill me." And then they threw back his attack at him. He was like, "Well, I'm going up to the big one, eat it. Let me see you there."
Oh my god!
Stop.
So that's my like one.
Yeah,
complaint.
That's fair. Yeah.
We know that that's not exactly how it. They let us know because
Yeah.
we're aware, right?
It could have ended right there though. Like they would have never done.
Yeah,
another
honestly, if
episode.
the series
Yeah.
ended there, I'm like, solid. Yeah, solid. Then
Yeah.
this is wrapped up completely, and just we'll believe that they'll become friends again somehow.
Okay, do you have any questions for them on that?
Oh, real quick, I hate Artemis.
Oh, me too.
Oh.
I hate that
Me
cat.
too.
Yeah, he really
I'm
hates
glad.
Artemis.
Yo.
Thank you.
Why?
He really
Yes.
like
That
anytime
man-
Artemis speaks, he's like, get him off.
He's so judgy.
He is.
Like,
He don't help.
No.
Why are
say
you talking
thank
shit
you.
about Usagi? Like, leave her alone. You don't even know this girl,
Right.
and you're not doing anything.
You
to
just
help her.
got here, and also, why was you hiding your identity for so long?
Oh yeah, because he was the arcade dude.
And she was,
Yeah.
and then
I was saying
Luna
it for
was like,
mad long.
"This
Oh,
been you the
really?
whole time, and you didn't."
Like, why? He's so corny. I hate
Yo.
him.
Well, it's because you pay attention to like voice actors. I have a bad job. Like they're good at like
Oh, I'm
picking
not
up
good at that either.
like
I'm
voice
good. I can
actors.
recognize
So
really
well.
Danny's like, well, that's the same voice, bro. I was like, you can't. I was like, I'm not paying attention. It's a mystery, and it's a mystery. I don't know, bro.
Right, I'm gonna let it unfold for me. Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
no.
Oh yeah, what are your questions?
I'm just like, I'm really excited for both of you because I think season 1, I love it because it's iconic, but I feel like it only gets better from here.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
just really excited for your thoughts on season 2 and 3 specifically because I feel like y'all are gonna love it. Like, I think if you're already like enjoying it now, because this is, I think, the season that a lot of people are kind of like 50-50 on because like
Yeah.
a lot of the concerns about Usagi specifically about her like being annoying, like I
Starting
think
up,
that gets
yeah.
a little bit better as she just
Yeah.
becomes a little more like
Mature.
mature and stuff and like used to fighting monsters. The age gap does not go away though.
No. Would you recommend Crystal to them after they finish this?
No.
You know what I would?
Really?
You know what I would do though?
Crazy.
I would.
I don't think we have any need because we're already gonna know the story. You're just gonna shorten it down.
No, but
What I
would say
do-
read the manga.
Really,
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
I would rather like read
Yeah.
the manga because I really want to. Number one, I want to know the
it's done
artist.
so well though.
I would
don't
say
know.
maybe like the last movie. I really like the last movie of all of it.
I'm leaving I haven't watched the last movie
Oh.
yet. I'm like every time I'm like I want to sit and dedicate like a day.
You should
so
do that and read the
good.
manga.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
I don't understand why you just don't read the manga.
I just don't have the time. Like you said, I don't commute anymore. Like unless I'm driving, so I listen to stories more than like
You poop, right?
physically have the time.
You poop. You play Overwatch.
Those are two completely different.
You poop
things.
and play
I mean,
Overwatch.
it's only 10 volumes. If that helps.
10 volumes?
It's literally only
Yo!
9. It's only 90 chapters, bro.
You know how many volumes One Piece has?
A lot
don't
more
need
than
to
10.
know.
Yeah, I don't think it's I don't have time. I think it's more of a preference because you don't read a lot of manga, right?
No, not too often. Like, and the ones that I do, I like forget about until like it's in front of me. I'm like, oh yeah, like I gotta catch
have
up
that
on
problem,
this.
too.
So I'm like, I do get to it, but
Yo, 10 volumes is crazy.
It's
Yeah.
light, bro. It's not a
It's
long
really-
story, bro.
Yeah, they really stretch it out in the 90s.
You could fit that in like a 12-inch bookshelf.
Yeah, it's on my book. That's why I have so many copies. I have like 3 versions of the manga.
oh,
series.
wow.
Iterations.
Why are there 3 different versions?
They keep re-releasing them.
Yeah, they do.
They
Whatever.
re-
It's
there was one
10
in-
volumes. I got the money. $100.
Yeah, right. They did one in 2014. I got all of it because at that point I didn't have like the manga, so I was like, I want the whole manga series. Then they released like a bigger version, so it was like
Yeah, the big
prettier.
ones.
Oh, sorry. And that was 2020, I think, or 2021.
Recently,
yeah,
yeah.
because it was my birthday, my pandemic birthday, and I was like, I'm getting this for myself because I'm inside.
Stimmy checks.
Yeah.
Stimmy.
Exactly. I was like, birthday gift to myself, pandemic
Ew.
birthday. And then they just re-released another one. I'm not getting it though. I told myself I'm not getting it.
Self-control.
Yeah, I'm trying, but I still want. I have 2 volumes from the original '90s one that came out, so I want to complete that at least.
That'd
So
be
I'll
nice.
probably get that eventually.
Yeah. I
and then
would
someone
definitely read the
gifted me
manga.
one from another recent one that came out, so I just have 2 of those.
I
They were
think
gifts.
the reason for me why I don't think I would ever watch Crystals because I already don't like watching remakes. Like already, even if it's something I've already enjoyed, I'm not gonna probably like. I never watch Dragon Ball Kai. Like I get nothing out of re-experiencing the story in a little short and condensed form.
I see.
Versus like I already know it. You know what I mean? Like I watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged for the shits and giggles of it all.
Yeah, that's
But
different.
like if it's the same story, but just like I don't get anything out of that for me.
Yeah.
That's just like my
I don't know,
preference.
Are you-
it's a little bit gayer, so that's fun for me.
Well, yeah, that's
Say that
Happy
one, Crystal's
Pride.
a little bit. Oh,
Happy
okay.
Pride, by
It
the way,
is.
y'all.
It is.
Yeah.
The manga and the Crystal.
Have you watched Sailor Moon Abridged? Because
I've seen some of it.
They're trying to tell us to watch it.
It's fun. I've seen some of it, not all of it.
You haven't watched it, Kimmy?
No, I never did.
You don't
I-
watch a lot of
something-
YouTube stuff, so like you
No,
probably
I don't
never.
watch
That's something we could all watch together then, because people in the chat are always.
I love
saying about
Abridged
Sailor Moon.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny.
I watched most of Dragon Ball Z Abridged
What?
for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
It ruins my whole video. I had a whole idea I was gonna like tell her a
We could
long
still
time
do
from
Yu-Gi-Oh!
now.
Abridged. Have you watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged?
It's not worth it.
I think I watched part of that too. Sometimes my friends, like, if I go over to their house, they'll have something on, and like that was
Yeah.
on, and we just watched like 4 episodes straight of like Dragon Ball Z or
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. So
You-
I mean,
you-
I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's
so.
not as big as like I understand like we're fans, but like it's not worth streaming Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. Dragon Ball is like the for you it is. I'm thinking about the wider audience. I'm thinking about what I know people watch. They would watch Dragon. I just never knew
Yeah.
you watched it ever. I know you never watched Dragon Ball. I didn't think you touched Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
It was on. I've seen 4 or 5 episodes, maybe 6.
That's it.
okay.
Not
So we
like
can still
the whole thing.
So my idea still works.
Okay.
My idea still works because
Girl, you made it seem like you watched the whole thing.
No, I mean, I don't know how many episodes there are.
it's 53.
A lot.
Oh.
No, it's 60.
Oh, 60?
Oh,
Okay.
wow. That's a lot.
Well, no, but some of them are like 5 minutes because YouTube
Oh, okay,
videos. So like there's no consistency in the length. Like some are 5 minutes, some are 7 minutes, some are 15. Like whatever happens or whatever with it. I have a question for both of you guys. I don't mind being slightly spoiled,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I do want to know your answer. How do you guys rank every Sailor Scout you know?
Oh,
That's a
I won't
hard
let you go
one.
first, but think about it.
that's tough. Wait, I did have one question for you though. Are you gonna watch the new One Piece?
The
The
remake.
One Piece?
The remake,
One
the
Piece?
anime remake.
Of
I mean,
The One Piece,
it'll come
so-
out in like 5 years, but sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
watch
I was
it.
curious because I was
Yeah,
like, you didn't
sure.
watch, but I feel like that's gonna be a little bit different.
Yeah,
but,
that's a whole different
Yeah, yeah,
beast
yeah.
in
Okay.
itself.
Let me know when you guys are going to answer because I will cover my ears.
Okay, so coming up at the number 10. I won't spoil much.
You already know
I'm not
some of the
gonna spoil
planet
much.
names. She's not going to say like full detail. Just give us.
Yeah,
the
just
sale.
like this.
She's like, I don't
Probably
wanna know.
Chibiusa, honestly.
See, what's that?
That's the Chibi Moon.
Don't tell me.
You just said her name last stream.
Who?
You just said her name last stream.
What's the name?
She said Chibi Moon.
Chibi Moon, Chibiusa, Chibi Moon.
The mini moon.
Yeah, the one with the pink hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know
so
who it is already.
Probably her. I again kind of find her a little annoying a little
Yeah.
bit. She's really cute, but
She do be annoying.
She's a
Like
little
people think that
annoying, yeah.
Serena's annoying, but like Chibi Moon sometimes.
From what I
Yeah.
remember from the clips I seen as a kid, she was like always just in the way.
yeah,
And always needed to be rescued.
There's also two versions of her, like
Yeah.
younger and then slightly older.
Mhm.
Not much of a spoiler, but
Yeah,
I don't remember.
you'll find it.
yeah. She's like maybe like 5 at first when you meet her, and then like maybe 10. the next
yeah,
time.
yeah. So it's a
Yeah.
big difference in like interaction.
Yeah, so she gets a little more mature, but she's still kind of like a little mascotty.
So Chibi Moon at the bottom.
Tipping at the bottom. After that, I'll probably say, this is hard. Okay,
No, I'm like-
because like the thing
Y'all
on my
don't, y'all don't
podcast,
just always think about this because
No.
with One Piece,
No.
I know my Straw Hat rankings off the top of my head.
I only know my top 3.
Oh, you've never.
Everyone else, I'm just like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
and I know my bottom maybe, but I feel like right now I'm like torn between Saturn and probably Mercury.
Okay.
Just because
Damn,
I feel
Mercury's still at the bottom.
I know when he said that, I was like, I get it.
Yo,
I get
Kimmy
it.
swears by Mercury.
No, she
Mercury's-
doesn't.
No?
She's never really.
Oh, I
Mercury's at the bottom.
could've
For her.
Mercury was my bottom too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could've
It's one thing she hates
sworn.
this smart
Highest out of the
bitch.
5.
Yeah, I just feel like she doesn't get as much
Attention,
same with
yeah.
Saturn, like like she just got her first transformation sequence animated in the last movie of
Mm-hmm.
Cosmos that just came out on Netflix, like the Sailor Moon Crystal season 5 essentially.
Mm.
So like I think she's cool though. She's like a little goth queen girl, So I like that, but I feel like we don't get a lot of her. So then I'd probably say Sailor Venus. So I was like, your list was like
Okay.
also but I like Sailor Venus because she's Sailor V like me, so I kind of like use that.
Yeah.
So
I
she's
get
cute for that reason. I like that she's a leader in the manga. She gets a sword. I like the sword.
Damn.
I know.
Damn, I was like
See?
a sword.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I don't want to. I
cool.
won't spoil it for you, but she has a really cool scene with the sword.
They all have a lot of interchangeable weapons. So
Yeah.
you will see a lot.
Thank God, because I've been begging.
Yeah.
From Mercury was using her PD. She used her sidekick to attack. She beat a whole monster with her sidekick, bro. She said, "I'm gonna pop you in the head."
I do really like her visors. I think
Yeah,
those are
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard.
A little
it's
like,
so
ooh,
cool. I love
like,
that.
she be with the gadgets, and I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's see. After that, maybe Sailor Uranus. Ooh, I don't know. It gets hard after this.
Mm.
Sailor Uranus.
You could
is
just
cool,
skip
though.
to your top 3 then.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
skip to my top
really
3.
what
There we go.
matters.
Sailor Moon number 1, as you know.
Oh, wow.
Listen,
Okay.
she is me. I am her. We are one. She's just cool. Like, I don't know. Like, I love how relatable she is. Like I
Yeah.
said earlier, like she's also just like has really cool weapons. Like I love all of her weapons.
She's well rounded. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
versus like all the other girls, their personality traits kind of like if you had like a a skill tree or something like
Right.
that. The sliders slide into like Ray, Bossy,
Yeah.
Jupiter,
The trophies.
like hands,
Yeah.
Venus.
She's supposed to be the leader, but she doesn't get much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Mercury's smart. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know any of the other ones, but like I could see where it's just like Usagi's a little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So I'll say Pluto next because you haven't met Pluto yet, but
Yeah.
she's the guardian of space and time.
Mm-hmm.
Really badass. Like she has a big staff.
Yeah. Very
So,
cool.
Yeah. So I think she's just really cool. Long, like dark hair. There's also like rumors or like I guess lore, but I don't think it's like fully official that she has a crush on Endymion. And so she's kind of like has like this sad backstory. She's kind of by herself.
everybody wanting Demi now, huh?
She's a guardian
Poor
of space
Beryl.
and time. So all right.
Beryl just
Rachel.
wanted her man.
Listen.
Sorry, girly.
Uh-huh.
Danny was asking too many questions. He was like, "How'd they get from the moon to the Earth?"
The
I was
chat
like,
was
"Let's just not ask. Just don't ask, bro.
We're gonna find out.
Don't ask."
oh, you find out?
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Oh, they
I
made
am
it.
asking the right question.
They made it like we was asking too many questions.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
asking too
yeah.
many questions.
No, you'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there. You get a deep more lore later
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after this, it's a tie between. I love Jupiter. I'll say Jupiter number 3, just because like I think she's the second most well-rounded character we have. When you like, because she has the hands, but I feel like they
She
try to
is
show like she's a
Delulu.
little girly.
She's
She is so delulu.
Delulu.
Yo,
I
he
love
look
her,
just like my
girl.
ex. He looked just like my ex. I'm like, who is this ex?
He's a lover girl.
Bro got 2 eyes, just like my ex. Yo, he got a nose, just like my ex.
Is she crazy?
And I love it.
She's
I love
so-
it
she's
because
so
I was
funny.
like,
She's
oh,
funny.
like her heart. She has a big heart.
Yeah.
I love how tough she is.
Yes.
Like I think she's just a really cool character. She be cooking too. All those meals look good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could cook like her.
Yeah, but Mars would probably be number 4 just because like her attacks, amazing.
I was putting in
Yeah.
work, bro.
But I love Neptune too because I love all of them honestly.
It's so yeah.
I love Neptune just because she looks so pretty and she like play the violin.
so elegant.
She's so elegant. I'm like, I want to be like her. Like I'm Usagi, but I want to be Neptune because she has her
She's
life
goals.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
truly.
So it sounds like the one with the short hair falls in the middle.
Yeah. Uranus.
Uranus, yeah.
Yeah.
I
she's
cut
with
I cut it out.
Neptune.
Just was like I was able to envision some of them because I
Yeah.
can at least like picture.
Mhm.
So yeah, you pretty much knew your answer. You
I
you
guess
filled it.
so.
You started from the back.
Right,
And you started
yeah.
from the top. You was like, okay, who's in the middle?
I feel like though they interchange. Like, I think Sailor Moon's O is number 1 and
Yeah.
Chibiu says O is the last. But I feel like it changes because every episode I ask people who's their favorite, and every time they make an argument for their fave, I'm like,
You're like,
"Ooh,
yeah,
that's true. You're right.
So if I threw Momoru in there, where would he be?
Ooh. I mean, he'll be above Chibiusa. Wait, okay. So
That's not saying much. That's crazy.
like
So
second to
it's
last.
He's not
Mamoru,
last.
Prince Endymion, or Tuxedo Mask because they're all different people.
Oh,
And then you get another.
I thought we were
and then
just
you get
cheating.
2 more later. So I
2
won't tell you.
more?
I won't tell
This
you.
man's got like multiple
Yes,
personalities.
he
Is
does.
he split?
That's great.
Yeah. So I mean, Prince Endymion. You know, he up there.
Okay.
He up there. I don't know though. Oh, I don't know. I'll just rank them 3.
Okay.
Prince Endymion for sure. So you get King Endymion
Oh.
later.
Mm.
Oh.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
And you got
Taicho.
Moonlight Knight.
Excuse me.
The
Forgot about
moon haunts you.
There's a lot of people made a lot of connections between Moon Knight
Oh, that's
with
so
Marvel.
funny.
There was a lot of like fan art with the 2 of them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
Um,
Sailor Moon Knight cosplays and stuff.
Yeah, so good. And then probably Tuxedo Mask, then Mamoru. I don't like how he treated her in the beginning. He was so mean.
So great.
Wildin'.
Yeah.
Also, like the Deke version of the roast, Meatball Head go way better than Bunhead.
I like Meatball,
Meatball Head go
Meatball
way
Head,
better than Bunhead, bro.
Especially because like her hair looks like spaghetti.
Yes.
I'm like,
Betty Spaghetti.
They
Betty
killed it with that
Spaghetti.
one. Like
You
some
remember
of the
Betty Spaghetti?
changes,
Yeah.
I remember
Those
that
are
too.
great. Yeah.
Some of the changes, like people like to get on the deep dub, but I'm like, some of the changes were good. Molly
They
has a
were
little
fun.
Brooklyn accent.
Oh, we heard she's Joy Wheeler.
I
This
was
shit's
like,
so
yo,
You
funny.
guys don't understand. She had a Brooklyn like. Serena, I just don't understand what we're doing today. Like, we gotta go to the mall,
Yes.
and I'm like, oh.
Says sweater weather.
Amazing.
Sweater weather.
Yes, that is
Or
Molly.
Luna with her
Naru-
British accent.
Yes.
Oh, my god.
It's good.
Serena, you don't understand. You need to go get this.
You have got to help her.
So Kimmy, have you wrote down yours?
I
You
did.
figured
I
yours
do
out?
my
Okay,
ranking.
good.
Okay.
We, I'm like, we gave you mad time.
No, I did do my ranking. Okay,
Love
so
it, love
same Sailor Moon at the top, but mostly because everyone's like, oh, you just like her because she's the main character. No, I like her because Serena is like, as we say, she's me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel I connect with her. And it annoys me because so many people are like, Serena's the most annoying. I'm like, I'm taking offense to that. So
I think that's fair. You should.
I'm like,
You should.
yeah. Second, I would say probably Jupiter. I have a friend who's besides being like Delulu, I have a friend who's very, very similar to her. Like super like tomboy, very just like sweet at the heart, great cook. And so I'm like, I see her as that. And she's one of my very close friends. So I was like, she gives Jupiter vibes to me. Then next is Mars. She's fun. She's a great time. Crazy.
And this is all the Sailor Scouts, right? Not even just the main 5.
Yes, all the Sailor
Didn't
Scouts.
think Mars would be there.
I didn't. I was
okay.
No,
taken
Mars,
aback.
Well, yeah, I have another mental connection with my god sister Carolina. So I definitely see her, as Mars, like always the bickering, the everything. Like I was like, we were very much Serena and Ray,
That's
like growing up.
Another change I really like in the anime because she has like this more stoic thing in the manga where she's just kind of like more serious and solemn. She's kind of like, with the ravens kind of like in the background, like I don't know, just more mysterious and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like
She
that
really
she has
no
the
Chica.
bickering.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah,
Brooding.
so I really like
more
that
of a
change.
like personality
Yeah,
to it, which
fiery.
is great. Then 4 is Pluto. Same reasons as she said before.
Hey,
Pluto
okay.
is great, beautiful, like nostalgic, stoic, beautiful. Like, oh my god, it's great. I love her. She's fantastic. Afterwards, Venus, like very fun, also a good time. She's my brother's favorite, so which is hilarious. So he's like, my girl Venus out there. So that's always fun, and you guys will get more of a introduction to actual Venus.
Yeah, because the version we saw her, all she had was a throuple.
Yo.
She was poly.
With the French couple?
Oh, so you did get to see. I couldn't remember if they show that.
They show her backstory in like episode like 42, 43. This is what we said she got hit with a grenade. But the whole time I'm sitting here like, is she in a throuple with 2 adults?
I forgot about that.
They just be dragging her around everywhere. She's like, no, you like a little sis.
No, they were adults.
No, I mean they got together.
Yeah. But after that, definitely Mercury. Still love her, super cool, smarty, but like, not entirely my fave, but still love her. Like I said, the gadgets, the fun, the styling.
So she's not in the bottom?
Great.
No, she's number 6, it seems like.
Number 6.
Mercury's 7. That's 7.
Oh.
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usagi, Jupiter,
Mars,
Pluto,
Venus,
Six.
Neptune.
Oh,
did I
you
skip
did-
over
you
Neptune?
you
My
skipped
bad,
over
I totally
Neptune.
did. Okay, so Neptune is number 6. Same things, like she's elegant, she's everything you want to be. She's like that beautiful girl that you're just like, wow, she's so pretty, she's so skilled at what she does. She never lets anything bother her. Like you'll see, she's very just like, wow, like the pretty girl, you know what I mean? But like with full rights to back it up, like she will kick your ass. So that's great to see.
And people will be flirting with Uranus, and she'll be like, okay,
Like,
Clocked it.
come back when you're ready.
Exactly.
I'll be here, and I know you coming back.
Exactly. She's
I'll
like,
see you at home.
Yeah, literally. I'll see you at home, bitch. Like, oh my God, yeah. Mercury, yeah, we went over that. Uranus, yeah. Uranus, little. I was gonna say Playboy, but I'm like,
Definitely
but
Playboy. Yeah,
yeah.
She's
Definitely a little
very
Playboy.
flirty.
So flirty, just like true fuckboy lesbian energy, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
To watch. That's why I was like, watch Taylor Crystal, but if you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, it's fine. Which I might show up as Uranus for your party. So for the Sailor Moon party. So we'll see about
Got
that.
the hair already.
Yeah, I was like, I got the hair. Who can I be? So I was like, I might show up as Uranus. We'll see. Then Mini Moon, because she does get
there.
annoying. She's there. She does be annoying. But then Saturn, I feel like I just don't have as much of an emotional connection, to her compared to all the others. So it's not for anything bad, but I'm just like, she's fun. She's pretty, in the cute way. Her tragic backstory is like, its own thing. But she does leave it at the bottom for me. Yeah. So
I will say she has cool attacks though.
Oh, yeah.
Saturn has some really cool attacks. Like she has was it Scathe? Scathe?
Scythe?
Scythe. There we go. Scythe. There we go.
Yeah.
I can't say words. Yeah, she has a scythe, which I'm just like
crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
she's
to
OP
it.
a little bit.
She's very OP.
Listen, I already sometimes be like, yo, all these girls are kind of OP. Now, one thing that I guess for us kind of like, this is the last part we'll talk about. With the finale, we had a hard time because like knowing that there was still so much story left to really feel like their deaths.
Yeah.
Even though we knew like I could appreciate how it was affecting her and how everybody was just like dropping with flies because they was. And Mars took out 2 for 1,
and remember,
right?
she didn't even want to go because she was like, I already lost Tuxedo Mask. Like, I don't want to do this.
So watching them get cooked one by one, I was like, man, this will probably hit way harder if I did not know already like what to expect.
Like
you know
when
what
you were
I mean?
watching it in the 90s.
Oh, crazy.
And you didn't know?
Yo.
And that episode was going. It was
Trauma.
Yeah. They had their foot on the gas. I said, can I breathe?
No, it's like boom, boom,
Can I
boom,
breathe?
boom, boom.
All those girls were locked in, though. Every single one of them was like ready to throw their life down for the mission.
And Mars, that moment where she's like, I'm taking somebody with me. Like that hand goes up and she's like, nah.
She grabs the vine. And she's like, I didn't hear no bell.
Right.
I didn't hear no bell. Where you going? Roast her.
Listen, we're looking forward to the journey, man. We got like another
154 episodes.
54 episodes left, and then we'll be done. So, like,
And then you're going to watch some of the movies.
I'm going to read the manga.
we'll watch a movie or two. I think
There's
that they
only
told
3.
us. Oh, I think there was only, okay.
I felt like there were 5.
Well, so
I thought it felt like there was more.
so there are actually.
Yeah, see?
for Sailor Moon Crystal, instead of doing season 4 and 5, they made it into movies. So that's why you technically have 5 movies, but there's Sailor Moon Crystal 4 and 5.
I thought that there were.
So there's only 3 standalone movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're filler or?
Yeah, filler.
Okay, so they're just,
Yeah,
you just
so
there for
you can
the
actually
vibes.
watch. Wait, no, actually no.
It's like R,
RS and Supers.
RS and Super, yeah.
So the second season of Sailor Moon is Sailor Moon R. Then after that, you can watch the first movie. And then the next season of Sailor Moon is Sailor Moon S, and you can watch this next movie. And then other one, Supers, and next movie. And then you have the final season, which is Sailor Moon Stars.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming through. We're sorry this dragged out a lot long.
No,
we
you're
have a
fine.
yapping problem
We
here.
yap.
I'm a yapper too. It's fine. I get it.
So once the ball gets rolling and the
No.
vibes are going, so
Yes.
Once you bring up Sailor Moon, that's it. That's an hour.
listen, we knew we was like, listen, this is the time. We did it. Listen,
Yes.
she doesn't get to talk about Sailor Moon all the time.
I don't get to talk about it.
You did a public service.
Yes, I'm so
We did it for
happy.
her. We watched 46
Yes.
episodes, and now she just gets to be like this.
Yay!
I know everything they're talking about.
Yes.
I know everything.
I love
I know,
that
it's
for
great,
you.
it's great.
And I love it for me.
Yeah.
So,
truly.
but before we close out, is there anything you would like to plug before we say our goodbyes?
Mhm.
Yeah. So Sailor Moon Day Party's happening June 29th in Brooklyn. So if you're there, come out.
Come through.
It's gonna be fun. There's someone doing nails, someone doing tarot card reading. So it's all based on like obviously when they transform, there you see their nails transform. We have a tarot card reader, like Sailor Mars.
I'm dragging them out. I made them.
Yes,
They're getting tickets and
yay.
everything. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yes, it's gonna be so much fun. There's obviously like music, like splash tattoos. I kind of have like a little gaming station, well, like coloring books and like
So cute.
board games. There's like some vendors there. Someone will draw you as like a Sailor Scout.
Oh, that's nice.
Someone's selling pins. I'll be selling merch for the first time there, so I'm really
Oh,
excited about
nice.
that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then we'll have like I think one other vendor, Lost Gardens, who's Greg from Land Party. They have their brand, so they'll be out there. And
Nice.
yeah, custom drinks. So there's that. More episodes of the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. Back with the Magical Girls Festival in September at Japan Village.
Woohoo.
And I think that's it. I'm probably I was forgetting something. I'm doing a anime comedy show. I don't do comedy.
I was about to say, I was like, we missed that.
No.
I was like, now I got to redo the intro again.
No. I love comedy. I have a friend who is a comedian, and so I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, you want to do an anime comedy show together?" And two other people actually reached out to him about something
Kyle?
similar. Kyle, yeah. And so we even put on I got isekai into an anime comedy show at Anime NYC last
That's a good
year.
name.
Nice.
We're back with it this year, so that'll be I think
Yay!
Friday night. So yeah, so I think that's it for. And then every year I do a Sailor Moon S watch party at a bar. It's probably gonna be a new bar this year, but it's the Christmas movie of Sailor Moon essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, so we watched that.
It's nice. You guys.
It's
should-
really
Listen,
cute.
now-
Yeah,
now
if you're
we're
caught up
tapped
by
in
then,
now.
you can come in.
We're
come
tapped
through.
in by now. We're every 2 weeks we do 5 episodes. So
Okay,
we'll see
all
where we're
right.
at.
I'm gonna do the math.
Mathematically, where
Yeah.
we
Sailor
are.
Moon
But you can
R
still
coming
watch
out.
it because it's not.
It's a separate thing.
Yeah, it's standalone,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
filler.
not really. I think the only thing it could spoil for you is like characters you haven't been introduced to yet, but not story.
Okay.
And like weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's minor things. You're just like, oh, that happens.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again.
Yes,
you want
thank
to tell everybody your socials?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Right. You can follow me at Miss Old School on Twitter and Instagram. Also on TikTok at Sailor Victoria. And you can follow the podcast at Moonies Club on pretty much all socials except for Instagram, where we are Moonies_club.
All right, look at that. Well, thank you again. Thank you, Kimmy and Danny, for sitting through another episode of the podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell, leave a like, and leave a comment, and let us know your thoughts on this episode. So, on that note, y'all.
Peace
Bye.
out.
Sayonara.
Bye.